Campus of Upperman High School in Baxter, Tennessee, where we are set for a District 7 AAA doubleheader, and it's a pair of big ones tonight as Upperman hosts Stone Memorial. I'm Noah McKay on the call here on the Frontier Chevy UCR Media Network. Thrilled to be joined by my friend Rusty Ellis. Tonight's broadcast is presented by Nick's Restaurant, and we welcome you into the Crouch Team with Highlands Lake Real Estate pregame show as we sit just 3 minutes away from tip-off. In the opening half, the girls matchup between the Stone Memorial Lady Panthers and their head coach Mike Buck with an 8-11 overall record, 1-3 in District 7 AAA, taking on the homestanding Upperman Lady Bees and their head coach Dana McWilliams with a 19-3 overall record, 3-1 in District 7 AAA. And Rusty, the records are lopsided, but we know the matchup is not. This Stone Memorial team may be the best 8-11 basketball team in this state. They have challenged everybody so far in District 7 AAA. They have a big one already on the road in Sparta, taking on an Upperman team looking to bounce back after a down performance on Wednesday night against those aforementioned Warriorettes. It's a big one tonight in 7 AAA.
Yeah, I mean, this is, we said it last night, Jacob Benson and I, this is about as big a measuring stick game for Stone Memorial as there could be. I mean, you mentioned just how the records look right now. I mean, Stone Memorial right now, the district record doesn't look good, but they're a couple breaks and maybe a few more made shots away from potentially being 3-1 in this district instead of 1-3. So they've pushed teams in this district. There's marked improvement in Mike Buck's squad this year. You're starting to see these young players that have kind of taken their lumps these last couple of years. You're starting to see them put together that consistent success at the high school level. Now, there's still obviously a ways to go. They're still trying to learn how to compete and how to win close games late. But the only way to do that is to get experience on the court. It's going to be a tough environment here for them to play in tonight. But it's going to be a great test for the Stone Memorial Lady Panthers, and it's a good opportunity for Upperman to kind of put that game with Sparta in the rearview mirror, and they're going to have to. They can't be worried about Wednesday night anymore.
Yeah, and listen, before the season started, I think we all acknowledged it was going to be nearly impossible for somebody to run the gauntlet undefeated in this district. Nobody's doing that. Everybody has at least one loss, and that means there are several teams still alive as we've kind of hit the midway point of this round-robin style that they play in this district. You play everybody twice. The only teams that haven't played yet, Upperman and Cumberland County, because of the ice, they'll make that up on February 10th. So for all intents and purposes, this marks just past the halfway point of the district slate, and it's tight. White County stands all alone on top at a 4-1 record, but that's because they played one more game than everybody else. Upperman sits right behind them with that 3-1 record. Of course, White County for now has that head-to-head tiebreaker. They'll play again in a couple of weeks. Cumberland County and Livingston at 2-2 each, but Stone's right there at 1-3. And Stone, which has had single-digit losses against Upperman, Livingston, and Cumberland County, if they can win a couple, they will have some tiebreakers where they can make a run towards maybe that 3 seed, if not sniffing that bye that comes from the 1 and the 2. On the other hand, Upperman, they have their sights set on winning this district. You want to win the district, you know you have to defend your home court, and you can't drop 2 games in a row.
Yeah, absolutely, and that kind of plays into that whole moving on from Wednesday night. Wednesday, I'm sure everyone that follows Upperman can probably say, hey, wasn't your best game. You ran into a buzzsaw that, Sparta's playing some of their best ball of the year right now. You didn't play your best game, but you can't worry about that. It's in the past. You got to move on, and you can't also, Noah, you can't look ahead just yet. Everyone's talking about that rematch with Livingston next week. You can't overlook Stone Memorial and look past that yet. You got to take care of business tonight first.
We'll have the starting lineups and all the action when we come back. Coverage of this game is presented by Nick's Restaurant on the Frontier Chevy UCR Media Network.
Get your new year started in your new ride. With a huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, including the all-new 2024 Chevy Trax and Silverado, Frontier Chevy is ready to get you into your next vehicle. View inventory online at www.kcchevy.com or stop in at 2350 Cookeville Highway today. And remember, don't buy till you see Jason Fye. Frontier Chevy is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the UCR Media Network. The experts at the South Willow Auto Clinic are your hometown auto doctors. Located at 640 South Willow Avenue in Cookeville, get your oil changed, tires rotated, and fluids filled. Need other repairs? Stop by for a same-day free diagnosis and estimate. South Willow Auto Clinic is a longtime supporter of student-athletes throughout the Upper Cumberland. South Willow Auto Clinic, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Moments away from tip-off in Baxter, it's the Stone Memorial Lady Panthers taking on the Upperman Lady Bees. I'm Noah McKay on the call, joined by Rusty Ellis, and it's the first of two, a clash coming up in the boys matchup, round number 2 between the Panthers and the Bees, but we've got a very important girls game on tap. The first meeting between the two came down to the wire. Upperman eking out a 45-42 victory, hitting 6 free throws late in that game to come out victorious in Crossville. But it is a new night and a new game here tonight. Let's get to the starting lineups. First for the Stone Memorial Lady Panthers under head coach Mike Buck with an 8-11 overall record, 1-3 in District 7 AAA. Number 1, Kaylee Waldo. Number 2, Addison Howard. Number 23, Ashley Wittenberg. Number 25, Courtney Hedrick. And number 33, Rachel Houston. Starting for the Upperman Lady Bees under head coach Dana McWilliams, the third-ranked team in the UC Top 5 with a 19-3 overall record, 3-1 in District 7 AAA. The Bellas, the Gracies, and Taylor. Number 4, Bella Mullins. Number 5, Bella Stiles. Number 11, Gracie Hamilton. Number 12, Taylor Delenti. And number 22, Gracie Butler. Starters once again for the Panthers, Waldo, Howard, Wittenberg, Hedrick, and Houston. For the Lady Bees, Mullins, Stiles, Hamilton, Delenti, and Butler. Point of emphasis tonight for the Lady Bees, Rusty, on their home floor, a faster start. Started very slow on Wednesday night, went down 13-0. Started slow in Crossville against these Lady Panthers. They're a third-quarter team. They're always at their best there, but they're trying to avoid getting in these big holes that have become a little bit too common if you're a Lady Bee fan.
Yeah, I mean, Upperman, and we've talked about it all year, Upperman's a team that's not necessarily built to come back from big deficits. They're built to kind of smother you defensively early. That's at least what they want to do, and then they want to take control of the game from there and really kind of just, again, suffocate you with that end of the floor. You don't want to come out tonight and get behind 12, 13, 14 points to Stone Memorial, because what Stone wants to do tonight, they're going to want to get the ball into Kaylee Waldo, into Courtney Hedrick. They're going to want to take advantage of that size mismatch they're going to have down there. And if you're Upperman, I feel like the other thing, Noah, that happened on Wednesday, you've got to avoid foul trouble. You cannot have your best players getting into foul trouble in the first half. You're going to need all hands on deck for this one tonight.
For Stone Memorial, they want to turn this thing into a 4-quarter fight tonight, being it at the end. They were on their home floor. They've been there at times this year, haven't quite got that finish. A hallmark of a team that's in another year of a kind of quasi-rebuild here. They're a lot better this year than they were last year, but still that next step, they hope that starts tonight. And a very tough place to play, trying to turn it into a 4-quarter fight and flip the script as they hope to come away with a victory.
Well, that's the thing with a team like Stone Memorial. I mean, you think about it, Noah, right now you're sitting at 1-3, and while teams in this district know how tough Stone has played this year, you're in a good spot if you're Stone, because if you can be in it in the fourth quarter, at the end of the day, the pressure's on the other team to close you out. Nobody's really expecting you to be there right now. If you're there, make them make plays. Make Upperman make plays. Make them beat you. Don't beat yourself. Don't turn the ball over. Don't have those mental errors in the fourth. If you can be there in the fourth, you've got to learn at some point how to close it out. Is this the night that happens? I don't know, but we'll see.
Excitement in the air tonight. A Friday night. It's a great night for basketball in the Upper Cumberland. Stone Memorial in the black jerseys, black shorts, white numbers and letters with white trim around the jerseys. The Upperman Lady Bees in the home white jerseys, white shorts, gold numbers on the front and the back with black letters spelling out the names across the back plate. Let us know in the comments who you are, where you're watching from, who you're cheering for. We're live on the Facebook page and YouTube channel tonight. We're going to have a lot of fun this evening. I'm Noah McKay. He's Rusty Ellis. Lead official walks it in. Let's get it on a Friday night in Baxter. Tip going to be won by Kaylee Waldo, and the Lady Panthers possess to open up the ball game. Upperman in a man-to-man defense to open up the game. Addison Howard, the point guard, looking for Courtney Hedrick. She has it, has the lane, now kicks over right side to Wittenberg. Wittenberg back to Howard. They're trying to post up Hedrick inside. Her against Gracie Butler is a matchup to watch. Rachel Houston, she sends it over to Waldo. Now Hedrick inside, gets the position, puts it up with the left hand and through.
And that's what you're going to be looking for all night if you're Stone. Again, good ball movement there, good quick decision-making. It's what we've seen them improve this year, not necessarily a step behind anymore, so good first opening possession for the Lady Panthers.
Looking to get Taylor Delenti rolling are the Upperman Lady Bees. Her two of her lower scoring outputs the last two games, the win over Oakland, the loss against Sparta. As she pops off a screen at the top of the circle, little shot fake. Expect her to touch the basketball a lot in this ball game as the leading scorer for Upperman entering the week. Is trying to find her rhythm again. Bella Mullins with it now. The senior point guard activates inside. Mullins goes up strong and gets the call. This one's going to go on Courtney Hedrick, her first, and Bella Mullins will go to the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line to shoot two. Upperman wants to get the bigs for Stone Memorial into foul trouble and look to them attack early and often.
Well, and I like that there, that aggressive move by Bella Mullins, realizing she had a step on her defender there, uses that quick burst to get to the rim. Courtney Hedrick a little late to rotate over, and you end up with the foul because of that.
First free throw is good. The crowd is still filing in here. By the time the boys' game starts, we expect it to be Bedlam, jam-packed like sardines. I mean, there's going to be people everywhere. They're going to be deep tonight around this gym. A huge boys matchup coming up as the second one, too strong, no good. Stone leads by one with the basketball. Howard with it in the half court. Puts the dribble down, working on Bella Mullins defensively. Howard fires a pass that was tipped. Houston goes out to grab it, now back to her. Two elite coaches, Mike Buck and Dana McWilliams, calling out orders to their squads. As Wittenberg gives back to Howard, Upperman has quickly gone into the 2-3. They played man for one possession and said no more of that. They're an elite zone defensive team, and they're back in it here. Right wing pass goes here to Ashley Wittenberg. Wittenberg pivots, now spins it into Kaylee Waldo. Waldo top of the circle for Howard. Nice pass fake, drives it in, fires a pass looking for Waldo. Wittenberg able to run it down and extends the possession. Now Hedrick from the baseline reverses out to Howard. Ball movement tonight. A tall task and a heavy point of emphasis for Coach Buck against this zone defense. Howard sends it into Houston. Houston, little fadeaway inside. Nice finish for Rachel Houston.
And I like the patience there by Stone Memorial. You know, a really, really lengthy possession forced Upperman to have to guard them and didn't force the first good look they had. They chose to work for the best shot they could get. Again, two really good possessions to start the night.
Live over on UCR2, Livingston Academy against Cumberland County. Big-time girls matchup there. We apologize. Cookville Stewart's Creek going to be recorded tonight. There's no service in the gym. Delenti off the screen, triggers the three, no. Rebound for Waldo, and now it's a tie-up. That'll be a jump ball between Stiles and Waldo. The arrow belongs to the home squad. Also apologize. We were going to have York versus Watertown tonight. Had a little commentator issue, so we had to pivot just a little bit. But we expect to dominate York victories as Mullins drives in, throws up the shot, no. Houston went straight up and down. No call, we play on. Hamilton with it, now gives over to Bella Mullins. Mullins going to find Gracie Butler. She's been good this week. Got into foul trouble, though, on Wednesday night. Had a huge output, 21 points against Oakland on Tuesday night. Stiles picks up her dribble, nobody there to assist, and now Hedrick gets in her grill. Mullins inside, has it poked free by Wittenberg. A turnover. Stone with a good start. Deja vu to the first meeting. Wittenberg brings it ahead into the half court. Sends over left side to Houston. Back to her. Wittenberg lines up the three. That one no good. And it tips up. Rebound down to Delenti. And Mullins possesses here for the Lady Bees. Mullins gives over to Butler. Butler drives and kicks Hamilton open. She checks towards her coach. Back to Gracie Butler. Butler going to line up the three off the dribble. Banked it in. Good with a Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate three. And that's something Upperman knows they need to do. They got to shoot the three ball well. It's the strength of their basketball team.
Well, and that's the double-sided coin of having a size advantage is your bigs have to come out and be willing to guard out on the perimeter there. Kaylee Waldo just not a good enough closeout.
Speaking of shooters, Houston triggers one. That one no good. Rebound ricochets. Butler gets it in. Waldo will be called for the foul, trying to fight for that board. So second team foul against Stone. And the first one to go to the bench is Coach Buck as Roberts and Hinch going to check in here for the Lady Panthers. Houston and Wittenberg check out. We're tied up at 4. Keep the comments rolling in. We'll hit them as we move on. There's going to be a big crowd tonight in the gym and online. You could feel it. This girls' game is going to be a big one. The boys' game, a huge one. Butler flips it over the top to Mullins, but she bobbled it out of play. Possession back to Stone.
And that's, I think, kind of the size of Stone and the length of Stone bothering Upperman a little bit there. You know, when you're able to defend that little pass play there, they like to run in. When you're able to defend that little drop pass, it makes it a lot harder to get a pass like that into the paint.
Paige Roberts with the basketball now here for Stone Memorial. Roberts surveys this 2-3 zone look, fires it over right side to Howard. Quickly into Waldo, puts it up too strong, got her own rebound though. One dribble, throws up the shot, and one. Styles called for the personal. Kaylee Waldo to the stripe, trying to complete the three-point play.
I think the most important thing Upperman's going to have to do defensively, and it seems so fundamental and so simple that it almost sounds like I'm oversimplifying it. You got to limit Stone to one shot. You don't want to give Kaylee Waldo and Courtney Hedrick multiple opportunities around the goal to make shots. Eventually, they're going to make you pay for it.
Free throw is good for Waldo as the size advantage for Stone is felt on that possession. Back to a three-point lead for the Lady Panthers here in what is inarguably the toughest AAA district in the state of Tennessee. Sadie South, the freshman shooter off the bench, kicks back to Butler. Butler, one dribble to South. She's open, triggers the three online and good. A Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate three for Sadie South. South can shoot the lights out of a gym. Her and Delente, when they are both rolling, look out. Kaylee Waldo has it, now sends it to Hedrick. Tic-tac-toe over to Addison Howard. Shot fake for Howard, flips it back over to Roberts. Into Waldo. Waldo with a reverse pass the opposite way. Moving the zone around is Hinch. Buries the three. It's a Club Wyndham three for Lily Hinch. Tell you more about our friends at Club Wyndham hiring now and some great opportunities for you. We'll tell you about that a little bit later on. Hamilton off the dribble. She triggers the three. No. Rebound down to Roberts. And now a little tie-up between Butler and Waldo. And Gracie Butler is going to be called for a personal foul. A little extracurricular there. That's the second team foul. First personal on Butler as Ava Mae Allen, who's been really good for this team, checks back in. Ella Harrell in as well. And Coach McWilliams is going to call for the full court press. 9-8 the score early on. Cumberland County leads Livingston over on UCR2. It's been shared to the main page as well. Pass back left side, Howard. She drives the baseline. Howard, flip pass back out on a rope. Three ball up, in and out, no good. Rebound tipped, and that's the second personal on Kaylee Waldo. So a big one there. She went over the back, and this will force some subs in for Coach Buck. Wittenberg back in, Chloe Waldo and Rachel Houston in as well for the Lady Panthers.
And I'm not sure really either of those first two fouls for Kayla Waldo. I'm not sure if you're Coach Buck that you can really be okay with either of those. One was, 90 feet from the basket where the offensive player is not a threat, and then the other one there just an easy over-the-back call for the officials. You can't do that if you're Kaylee Waldo because this team needs you.
Ella Harrell inside on Hedrick, puts it up and in for two. A one-point game, and the full court pressure here. South and Allen apply. Hedrick with a nice pass ahead to Houston with numbers if they hurry. Houston flip pass over to Hinch. Hinch drives into Delente, and it's an offensive foul. Extended the arm there on Delente, so possession back to Upperman. Jimmy watching from White County. Michael is watching. Jana's watching. Becky is as well. Arlene is tuning in. Bill Hurst watching from Knoxville. Thank you very much to everybody. Keep those comments rolling in. Hope you're enjoying your Friday night. Delente off the dribble. Sends it over right side to Bella Mullins. 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. It's 10-9. Mullins working it over left side. Now Ava Allen with it. Allen. Houston going out to defend. Stone playing a little man-to-man set. Now Mullins. Mullins on Chloe Waldo. Gets the screen from South, activates down inside, loses her footing, but regains possession. South, flip pass over to Allen. Allen drives, kicks. That one was tipped. Now it's a foot race. Won by Stone. Pushing it with pace the other way. Wittenberg, little shot fake, too strong. Threw off the rhythm just a little bit, and we got a tie up and a jump. Possession arrow belongs to Stone.
Like the defensive energy so far from Stone Memorial here. Obviously doing a good job of using, again, kind of that size and that length to bother the Lady Bees a lot, but creating some turnovers, getting out and running a little bit, creating some opportunities for them. I like what we're seeing from the Lady Panthers early.
It's a Stone team that's had single-digit losses to Upperman, Livingston, and Cumberland County, and they've beaten Sparta. So if you expect this to be anything other than a tight game, I got news for you. Houston going to line up the three. That one no good. Rebounded by Taylor Delente. She finds Bella Mullins. 1:20 to go in the first quarter. Pass ahead to Butler. By the way, they've led at halftime over CC as Harrell gets the feed inside from Butler and puts it in. 4 points for Ella Harrell in the first quarter off the bench. They led against CC on Tuesday night as well. At halftime, that is, for Stone. 1 point lead here for Upperman with a minute to go in the first. Looking back over is Wittenberg to get the play call from her head coach, Mike Buck. He's got some serious hardware in the trophy case. Flip pass back across left side. They're trying to move this zone around. Hedrick to Houston. Blocked. Butler with the swat. It stays on this end. Extra pass. That one out of play, and possession back to Upperman with 41.9 to go.
Good defensive possession there by the Lady Bees. Again, good shot contest by Gracie Butler, and then good job recovering after the block to force the errant pass there. So now chance to add on to the lead if you're the Lady Bees.
End of one over on UCR 2. Livingston leads Cumberland County 15-11.
Whew, that's going to be a good one.
No doubt about it. We'll keep you updated on it. As here, Upperman has a 1-point lead. Every night in this district, anybody can win and anybody can lose. Mullins has it. Starts to work now. Floats back out. They're going to hold for the last shot here. Why not? With 20 seconds to go. Butler was closely guarded. Now it's not. She creates some separation there, working against Von Aken. Now Mullins trying to reset that clock. Now she does. 10 seconds. Over left side, Butler. And now we're going to have a hand check call. This one goes on Von Aken, and this is going to be a trip to the line as they've hit the bonus. Gracie Butler's going to shoot 2 at the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line.
Yeah, it's as we hit kind of the midpoint of the district season, it's really interesting how that rule change of 5 fouls in a quarter being the bonus. Now, it's kind of interesting to take a look at it because we do have a good sample size. I don't know how you feel about it, Noah. Personally, I think it's done a good job of speeding up the game, and I like that teams aren't starting the fourth quarter already in the bonus. So, that's something I think defenses, as that first one's up and good, that's something that defenses kind of have to be aware of, especially late, is how many team fouls you've got.
First one is good. Score update from that game that's being recorded. Cookeville trails Stewart's Creek 11-5 after one. Allie Yoas out with a shoulder injury now. So we'll keep you updated on that one as we go. Again, apologies for the technical difficulties. Completely out of our control. There's no service. Can't do anything about that. As Butler's second free throw is good. She goes 2 for 2. And 7.2 seconds left here for Stone Memorial in a 3-point game. On the baseline, Howard trying to get it in. She does so. Wittenberg now fires the pass ahead to Hedrick. Hedrick, one dribble, pass ahead. Houston lines up the 3, in and out, no good. Harrell's rebound ends the quarter. An exciting first is in the books. After one, it's Upperman 13, Stone 10. You're watching coverage of this game presented by Nick's Restaurant on the Frontier Chevy, UCR Media Network.
Delicious Pan Pizza is Domino's best-kept secret. With locations in Smithville, Sparwood, and 2 in Cookeville, delicious pan and hand-tossed pizza, pasta, and more is never far away. Use the Domino's app to take care of your game day eats today. Domino's is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing is proud to support student-athletes and athletic departments throughout the Upper Cumberland. They are also proud to sponsor Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing's Player of the Game on this broadcast. From trophies to t-shirts, they can do it all. Be sure to stop by and see them at 120 Circle Drive in Allgood or give them a call at 931-537-9559. Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Welcome back as we enter the second quarter of play. It's 13-10. Upperman on top of Stone Memorial. Gracie Butler with 5 points. Ella Harrell with 4 and 3 for Sadie South, 1 for Bella Mullins. For Upperman, over for Stone, 3 apiece for Lily Hinch and Kaylee Waldo, 2 apiece for Hedrick and Houston. And that is where we are. Still a long way to go here in game number 1. Boys' game to follow is going to be awesome. As Cora Bass has it. Now Bella Mullins. Over to Butler, see if we can get Coach McWilliams on during halftime. Bella Mullins with it. And now Cora Bass has it. Bass finds Ella Harrell. Harrell giving them good minutes off the bench, sets a stiff screen. Delenti has it. Now Butler, Bob able to go possess. Gracie Butler, you can tell she's playing with a ton more confidence. Got into a bunch of foul trouble on Wednesday, but the switch has flipped. She's back into the form we saw her have the end of her freshman season. As now Butler works it inside. Speaking of, Gracie Butler goes up off the glass too strong. There's your announcer, Jinx. Rebound down to Hinch, and Lily Hinch will push it ahead. She sends over left side to Howard. Thought about lining up the 3, but a little off balance. Puts the dribble down. Right side on a rope again. Great pass. Wittenberg weaves inside, puts up the jumper. No. Cora Bass with the board, and now she'll push with tempo, but there's 4 black jerseys looking right at her. Delenti wants it. Now she has it. Back to Butler. Sadie South back to the table for the Lady Bees. Butler drives inside, looking to kick it to Harrell, but it's intercepted by Hedrick. Now Howard with it in the half court. Howard, flip pass back to Wittenberg. Fires it in right to Hedrick. Hedrick, little bump, now kicks back out to Howard. She flips it left side for Wittenberg. Baseline drive, nice feed to Hedrick and a foul. This one going to go on Taylor Delenti. Got that as her first, team's first, with 6:31 to go in the second.
Do have a score update from Sparta. If you were wondering how the Warriorettes were going to build off of that win over Upperman, up 17-3 over DeKalb after one.
The number 2 ranked team in
Pretty
the UC
solid.
Top 5, representing right now. Yes, indeed. They rolled past DeKalb in the first meeting as Hinch looking for a second triple. Doesn't fall. Rebounded by Delenti. Here comes Upperman. A scoreless first 90 seconds. Ahead to South, who ran the floor. Mullins to South for 2.
Yeah, and that's something that if you're Stone Memorial, you've got to get back better defensively there. Sadie South, a great job of running the floor there. Ends up with a wide open layup. Known for her three-point shooting, but does a good job getting behind the defense there.
Von Aiken has it. She's double-teamed. Upperman ramping up the pressure a little bit. They want a cushion. Hedrick sends the pass over the right side to Hinch. Stone has a propensity, every time a team gets up by 8 or 9 points, to rain in a couple of threes and be right back in it. Everybody knows it, so you can never feel safe. They are a dangerous team. Hedrick, turnaround shot inside. Good for 2.
Yeah, they're kind of just pesky, like you're saying, though. I mean, it's been really, really hard for teams, especially in district play, to put these Lady Panthers away.
Gracie Hamilton has it. She sends over to Bella Mullins. Mullins off the dribble. Thought about the 3. Instead starts to drive, kicks to South, and she traveled. Was going for the pass to Delenti, and Howard heads up, kind of jumped into the passing lane and caused an extra step.
Yeah, good job of just jumping into the vision of Sadie South there, kind of forcing her to think that extra half second, and that's all it took for the carrying violation.
Over on UCR2, Livingston's on a run now. They lead Cumberland County 23-15 in Hogeye Country tonight. They're midway through the second. Back here in this gym, it's a flip pass back over to Howard. Now Hedrick back to Wittenberg. Wittenberg fires one that was tipped up by Hamilton and intercepted by Mullins. Mullins with the steal. Now she pushes it ahead. The ooh is because Kaylee Waldo has 2 fouls. Delenti lines up the 3. Good. Taylor Delenti with a Sonia down with American Way Real Estate 3. A welcome sight if you're an Upperman fan. And you're looking for her to get it rolling again. An 8-point lead now as we hit 5 to go in the second for Upperman. Kick out pass here. Big possession for Stone as they try to stop this run. Into Hedrick. Now a nice feed into Waldo. Puts it up and in for 2.
That's one set I love that Coach Buck has implemented a lot more of this year. That little bit of that high-low action between Waldo and Hedrick. It's worked seemingly every time they've ran it when we've seen them play. And, again, just a set I love that he's implemented a little more of because it takes advantage of having 2 really skilled bigs.
Mullins with it now. Mullins going to drive into the lane. Now spins it back to Delenti. Over to South in the corner. South puts the dribble down. Now picks it up. Hench just rips it out of her hands. Hamilton swipes it back, and it's Upperman basketball. Couple of experienced players there. Hench and Hamilton making good plays. Yeah, the thing with Stone, they're bigs. They're big, but as you said, they're really skilled. Waldo and Hedrick, they can come 30 feet out from the basket and also get in there and plug up the lane. Delenti to the free throw line. Mid-range pull-up jumper. That one no good. Rebound tipped. Stiles able to run it down and extending the possession. Now Bella Mullins has it. Mullins going to drive and kick. Hamilton lines up the wing 3. That one no good. Rebound down this time to Howard. 3 chances for Upperman. They leave empty-handed. Stone with a chance to cut into the deficit. Howard drives and fires a pass out of play. Possession back to the Lady Bees.
Yeah, good intentions there by Addison Howard. Just put a little bit too much on that pass there. If you make a softer pass there, you likely end up with an open layup and you cut the lead down to 2. But a good thought there, just going a little too fast, the Lady Panthers at that moment.
Tomorrow night we got basketball action on the main page. A big one in 7 single A as Clark Range takes on Pickett County.
I'm excited for that.
It's going to be an awesome ball game. Ava Allen sends it over to Gracie Butler. Butler has the lane, going to drive in, now picks up her dribble. Delenti, little shoulder check, puts up the jumper, no good. Upperman gone cold. See if Stone can capitalize. Howard slows down. So there was the standards of what we've seen in this gym this year, a lot of scoring in the first quarter. It's slowed down just a little bit here the last few minutes. Houston, reverse pass back over right side. Now again, back and forth. Houston gets wide open and rains in the Club Wyndham 3.
And that right there, that's just good movement away from the ball there. I mean, Houston did a really, really good job of getting herself open there in the corner, keeping herself moving, not just staying stagnant. Stone cuts the lead down to 1.
And Dana McWilliams wants timeout to talk about things here with 3:04 to go in the second quarter. It's 18-17. Lady Bees with the advantage. 5 straight points here for Stone Memorial. We're going to have some fun here in this gym. It's now getting a little warmer in here. They're still filing in. About 7:30, may see even more, but unfortunately people are going to miss out on a great girls game, but there's still a really good crowd in here now. And we will be joined at halftime by Bobby McWilliams. Talk about the Bees coming matchup against the Panthers.
Massive matchup.
Massive matchup in the district. The Panthers pulled away in the first one with a great fourth quarter. Upperman looking for revenge. The Panthers looking to sweep the season series. The winner is going to sit all by themselves in first place in 7 AAA. just past the midway point of the slate. All by myself song. That's what popped into my head right there. As Bella Mullins has it, she sends over right side to Butler. Butler. Now Delenti. Taylor Delenti surveys the floor, finds Gracie Butler again on the left wing. Butler off a couple of screens. She gets free, pulls up from the free throw line. That one no good off the front of the iron as well. Bunch of shots have hit the front of the rim right here on this hit. 2:41 to go in the second. Stone trying to regain a narrow lead. Houston with it. Left wing side into Hedrick, and a foul will be called on Ella Harrell. And it's the second team foul, first personal on Harrell.
Yeah, I think the tough part for Upperman offensively right now is it feels like the Lady Bees are getting the shots they want. They're taking shots there within the offense. I don't really feel like they're forcing anything. Just really can't get anything to go right now. Just really need to see something go through the net.
Howard gets it into Paige Roberts. Roberts from the corner in a little bit of trouble, able to get it out calmly to Houston. 2.5 to go in this first half. Howard. Now Houston again. Houston back to Howard. Into Hedrick. Hedrick flips it over to Roberts. Now in. Chloe Waldo found a soft spot. Back to Roberts. Roberts with a reverse pass over. Right side, Houston. Houston. They're trying these cross-court passes. Hedrick with it now. It's swiped by Allen. Now there's a fight for it on the floor. Bella Mullins has it, and she gets it away to Butler. Ava Mae Allen causes the turnover. Now here's Butler into the half court. Puts it behind the back. Creates some space. That was a nice move. Now going to line up the long three. That one no good again. It is a cold 5 minutes. Scoreless for the Lady Bees. Here comes Howard. She sends it over to Houston. Houston from the corner. Back out. From way downtown, Chloe Waldo. That's no good. A rebound down to Delenti. Delenti left wing side. She sends it to Allen. Allen from the top of the circle. Surveys the floor. Now goes to work. Sends back to Butler. Butler trying to flip it inside to Harrell. She has it again. Little shot fake. Puts it up and in for two more. Ella Harrell given big-time minutes off the bench. She's got 6.
Love these minutes by Ella Harrell. I mean, we saw Noah around Christmas time in those tournaments. That's where she kind of started to put herself out there a little bit more, taking advantage of the minutes that Dana McWilliams gave her in those games, and really hasn't looked back. She's given them a good lift off the bench in this one.
It's the first point in about 5 minutes for the Lady Bees as they lead by 3. Roberts with it. See if they're going to hold for the last shot here. Wouldn't stun me. Allen gives over right side to Howard. Howard puts the right-handed dribble down, now sends it into the corner, back to her. Howard looking backdoor into Roberts. What a feed for the two. That's
beautiful,
a passing
beautiful
display.
Feed.
That was ridiculous.
Beautiful feed and even better finish. I mean, that Paige Roberts made that look like an easy shot. That reverse layup, nothing easy about it. A great feed and an even better finish.
20-19 our score here with 25 seconds to go in the second quarter. Lady Bees with a narrow lead on their home floor here in 7 AAA. Surprise, surprise, another close one here in this gauntlet of a district. Mullins with 12 seconds on the clock. Sends it over to Butler. Butler with room to operate, 7 seconds. She checks over. Now Roberts just swipes it away. Fight for it on the floor. It's going to be a jump ball. The possession arrow belongs to Stone, which may actually end up being a break for Upperman because they're going to get the ball to start the second half now as that'll flip the arrow. Unless Stone gets a bucket, then it's a gift for Stone. And that's how you cover your bases, ladies and gentlemen. And Coach Buck's going to call a timeout here and try to set something up for this final 2.4 seconds. Since there's a potential momentum shift, I think, here in this moment. If you're able to score and go into halftime with a lead, that gives you a little bit of a boost.
Takes a little bit of the air out of the building as well. I mean, you're able to get your crowd into it, which, by the way, phenomenal crowd from Crossville that's traveled here tonight. I mean, not a surprise. Every fan base in this district travels really, really well. But you give yourself some much-needed momentum. You feel good. You're up in a tough place to play at halftime, especially for a young team that, again, this year is kind of for their first taste of that success at this level. That's got to feel really good going into half if you can get a bucket here. And if you're Upperman, you really want to get a stop here and at least get to halftime with a lead of some kind.
2.4 seconds to go here in this first half. See who's going to inbound it here. Looks like it'll be Kaylee Waldo, and the official was waiting, so he puts the ball down. That could rush things a little bit. Waldo sends it into Hedrick. Hedrick turns back to Howard. She lines it up. This would count if it goes, and it just misses off the backboard. Brings us to the end of the first half, an exciting one in the books. Upperman 20, Stone Memorial 19. We'll be joined by Bobby McWilliams when we come back. You're watching coverage of high school basketball, presented by Nick's Restaurant on the Frontier Chevy UCR Media Network.
Landers Trade, your home solution store at 250 East Stratton Avenue in Monterey. Landers Trade is your home for Milwaukee, Blackstone, and Rocky Boots. 250 East Stratton Avenue, Monterey, your home solutions store.
Everything you need in a new home. This new construction open split bedroom plan in the Honeybrook subdivision has 1,560 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, and features a tankless water heater, natural gas heat, and central air. And a new price of $304,900. Call Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate at 931-979-7145 or 931-526-9581. The Crossroads Auction Group are the Upper Cumberland's auction experts. As a full-service auction company, they take your stress away every step of the way. Servicing the entire Upper Cumberland, the Crossroads Auction Group gets your property ready from cleanup, setup, picture-taking, up to the auction and beyond. They handle all auctions from estates, residential, farms, land, commercial, and everything else. For more information, visit crossroadsauctiongroup.com or call 931-644-7149 today. The Crossroads Auction Group are proud sponsors of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Operation Rudolph, is it go?
Go.
I see Rudolph! Light the runway! Santa's never gonna find us.
Oh, yes, he will.
Merry Christmas!
Welcome back. It's time for the Happy Hiller halftime show. At the break, Upperman leads Stone Memorial 20-19, the first half of our doubleheader. We've got a second half coming up next, a big one, a boys matchup between the Bees and the Panthers. We're joined by Upperman head coach Bobby McWilliams. Coach, thanks as always for taking the time. Late in January now, there's a lot more people in this gym than there were maybe in a game a couple of months ago. More are probably going to follow in soon. An exciting night of basketball. What's the feeling with this team, knowing you got a big district game coming up here to round out a week of basketball?
Yeah, you know, these I talked to my kids, I guess it was last week maybe, or maybe in the first of this week. Anyway, we were just talking about, you know, just basketball in general in the Upper Cumberland, but especially, you know, what we have here. We end up with, you know, a lot of fans every night. The gym's, you know, generally pretty close to being full, especially in these district games. And just how lucky these guys are to be able to play in front of crowds like this, because it's not like that everywhere. But, you know, that's what it's about. It's what it's supposed to be about for these kids. And, you know, we just try to enjoy that. And but, you know, we got the task at hand is a daunting one. I think Stone's really good. They're well coached. They got good players. And they've been tested too. They've played some really, really good teams. But, you know, for us, it's, you know, the same, I guess, you know, beating the same drum we talked about before, just as far as we're trying to get better. Hopefully we'll play a little bit better tonight than we played the first time, but that we played them, we felt like we didn't do the things that we normally do. And just hopefully, you know, looking back on it and after tonight's game, we'll be able to reflect and I feel like it wasn't as much them as more it was us. But, you know, expect it to be a great game. Just hope we can stay in it with them long enough to give ourselves a chance at the end.
They're an interesting sort of matchup. Obviously, most teams don't have arcade caps, but just the way that they're structured is different than a lot of teams that you'll see. What are some of the challenges of facing a team like that that's different than a White County or a Livingston that you've played and having to get ready for a team like this?
Yeah, you know, they're unique with him especially. He is as an elite scorer as we've played against. And one of the, you know, more elite players that we've coached against as far as being able to score the ball in a high school game. He's got good size at the guard play. He can pass it. He's a smart player on top of that, and he shoots it at a extremely high level from all over the floor. So For us, that's something that this group has really not experienced as far as trying to defend that. It's going to be interesting for us to see how we've changed or if we can adapt to what we've done last time. But I think also too you've got to worry about their secondary personnel. I think they were the difference in the game the last time. I felt like we let them have some easier opportunities on top of what they earned that we normally traditionally have not done here since I've been at Upperman. And we got to take those away. If we do that again, we're in for a long night as well. So hopefully we can just take the easy stuff away from them, make them work to get their twos and contest their threes and do what we do on the offensive end and see if we can't put four quarters together.
To that point, of course, in the first meeting, it was the first half back and forth. Second half didn't go the way you guys wanted. When you look back at that, did you find some things that you think, obviously not trying to give the chess pieces away, but did you find some things that you think you're able to do to make it more like the first half than what was in that second half?
Well, I felt like we made a lot of mental errors that we traditionally have not done. Simple things that we normally do here and we should be able to do each possession. Whether it's communicating on the switch or whether it's missing a box out. Regardless of what it is, I felt like we had more than our fair share of those in that first game, and that gave them a lot of easier opportunities. They can score the ball if you play perfect defense, no doubt. But you got to be able to take away the easy stuff and not give them multiple opportunities to score, on free stuff. And I think we did that the first time. It was the first game back kind of after Christmas or whatever, I think. But regardless of that, if we're not able to do that and we can't keep them from getting those simple opportunities that and not making them work, I think that's a recipe for disaster for us again. But there's a lot of things we're trying to correct, even from Wednesday. We're not being able to practice very much. This is our third game this week. So we're trying to correct things on the fly, but our kids are pretty receptive of it, and they understand what we're expecting. A lot of them played for us last year. We're in the rotation some last year, and so they know what we need to do to be able to win basketball games at a high level. And hopefully we can execute a little better tonight than we have at times over the past couple of weeks even.
Last one for you quickly here. I know people who have votes watch these streams because they tell me that they do, and I know it's at Upperman, it's not about individual awards, but you do have a Mr. Basketball candidate on your team. For somebody maybe who was just watching for the first time tonight because of this matchup or whatever, what has Ty Cobb done for you this year as a freshman to kind of give you the boost that this team has needed?
Well, honestly, I've never coached a kid that's that age that can do the things that he's been able to do with controlling the team, controlling the ball, managing our tempo, scoring some really tough baskets. To do that at his age is really unique. And I've not coached against many kids that could do that. I definitely probably haven't coached any that could do it repeatedly at the level he's been able to do it. But I think he makes our other kids, and I think they know that. I think he gets them in situations where they're getting a little bit better opportunities, easier opportunities, and they're able to capitalize on them because we've got good players in our program, got good players on our team. It's just moved the pieces around a little bit to where we're all able to play at a comfortable position where we feel comfortable and get the ball in areas where we feel comfortable we can make plays with it. So, for him, just making the team better on top of his, he fills a stat line up every night, but making his team better and running it like a point guard. I mean, if you come in and watch the game, you think this kid's, he may be just a skinny senior, as far as the way he carries himself on the floor, is really, it's really, really special and unique.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, we appreciate it. The Bees against the Panthers come out next. Bobby McWilliams, thank you again.
Thank you.
Welcome back in. Again, our thanks to Coach McWilliams for joining us there. And We get a few Mr. Basketball votes here at UCR, and certainly 2 players on the floor in the next game are very much in that discussion. Yeah, absolutely. Cade Capps and Ty Cobb. Yeah, those two. Just in case you were wondering. Yeah, okay. It's 20-19 here at the break. Another close one in the girls' side of this district. Upperman with the lead. They'll have the basketball. I'm Noah McKay. He's Rusty Ellis. Thanks for joining us tonight. And here we go, back again. Bella Mullins with the basketball here. She will bring it up. She scored 1 point. A couple of steals in that first half. She goes to work, back to Hamilton. This is where Stone knows they need to buckle up. Upperman's been really dominant in third quarters this season. Even on Wednesday in that lopsided loss, they had a really good third quarter and made it interesting for a while. As Butler has it, starts to drive, now floats back out. Mullins near the top of the circle, swings it over to Gracie Hamilton. The senior Hamilton picked up by Houston, now gives back right side. Mullins working on Wittenberg, drives and now reverses floor back out. Butler from the top of the circle, back. She's thinking about it, still thinking about it. Now gives it to Stiles, left side Hamilton. She drives in, now spins it back. Stiles off the dribble, picked up by Hedrick. Picks up, long possession here. Mullins going to drive in, fires a pass. That one ricochets around, stolen away. 50 seconds, ends up empty-handed for Upperman. Stone with a chance to regain the lead. Now Hedrick sends over to Waldo, and a foul's going to be called here on Gracie Butler. Second personal. 6:58 to go in the third. That's the first team foul. We have not had very many fouls called in this game, period. Just 5 so far against Stone, and the same against Upperman. There's left side Wittenberg, little shot fake, able to keep that pivot foot just down enough, finds Houston. 6:49 to go in the third quarter. It's going to be a low-scoring game, which means every possession matters even more. Wittenberg goes over right side. Houston into Hedrick on the low block. Great reverse pass. The ball movement for Stone has been unbelievable tonight. And that's a club Wyndham 3 for Addison Howard to give them the lead again.
I think the big thing is kind of knowing where they want to go with the ball immediately after getting it. They're making quick decisions, and they're forcing Upperman to have to rotate quickly. Right there, just a good feed to hit Addison Howard for the open 3.
Left side Hamilton. Now she finds Butler. Butler over to Valenti. Back to Butler. Stone with a 2-point lead here on the road. They've led in both meetings against Upperman. They've led against Livingston. They've led against Cumberland County. They beat Sparta, and that is picturesque offense for the Lady Bees as Stiles puts it in for 2. Tied up at 22. Full court pressure time here, and we've got a double dribble or a carry against Howard. Possession goes back the other way.
And that's what that pressure from Upperman does to some teams. It forces you to have to work a lot harder just to get into your half-court sets. And right there, just an unforced error by Addison Howard on the double dribble, or on the carry, excuse me.
Now that one in and good. Bella Mullins for 2, and it's 4 straight for Upperman, so they relinquish the lead momentarily. Back out in front. Quickly ahead, here comes Stones. Kaylee Waldo. She sends a pass that was tipped by Hamilton. Now there's a fight for it. Still fighting. Delenti has it, and now it's tied up. And the possession arrow belongs to Stone. 5:29 to go in the third. Livingston leads Cumberland County over on UCR 2, 25-22. Close game there. Close game here. Sparta pretty comfortably in control over DeKalb. The one lopsided game in this district right now, a 16 district this year with the absence of Macon County. Driving in Howard, throws up the right-handed runner, too strong. Fight for the rebound, it's tipped, still fighting for it on the floor. Now we're going to have another jump ball. This time the arrow belongs to Upperman.
If you had any ideas, if you had any questions about how much this game means to either of these teams, I mean, that possession right there, diving on the floor for loose balls, going after those 50-50 balls. In close games like this, Noah, ends up being the difference a lot of the times.
Hamilton into the half court, picks up her dribble, finds Gracie Butler. Back to Hamilton. A little step inside, now back out. Bella Mullins near that B logo at center court. It's Dana McWilliams' court, and Coach Dana McWilliams has her team up 2. Butler sends it into Hamilton. Hamilton in the teeth of the defense, or the trees. And the pass is off the mark. Possession goes back to Stone. 4:54 to go in the third quarter. Great crowd tuning in. We welcome you in as Sadie South goes to the table. She'll have to check in at the next stoppage. Stone trying to break the trap. Pass ahead. Waldo using her length to keep it in. Back Wittenberg. Now Howard wasn't ready, but it bounces off her chest. She has it. Hedrick back to Howard. Howard resets, Lady B's sideline, clapping and stomping in rhythm. This place is a powder keg right now. It's not very loud yet. Houston puts up the little bit mid-range jumper. No fight for the rebound again. Another tie-up, and the arrow this time belongs to the road team. You could feel it. I mean, this thing is like a stick of dynamite. One match is going to light it up, and this boys' game, I think, is going to be raucous. But if this girls' game keeps on staying this close, it's going to get real loud in here in a couple of minutes.
Do you feel like the next three that goes down for either of these teams, this place is just going to explode, and it's a great, great feeling on a Friday night in district action.
That one put up and good. Kaylee Waldo ties the game up. She's got 7 points tonight. And on the other end, Delenti with it. 24 apiece. And now a miscommunication, but Sadie South able to go and keep it in. And Danny McWilliams kind of looks in disgust and calls timeout. Wants to talk about things. Lady B's out of sorts right now. 4:08 to go in the third. It's 24 apiece.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is Stone's doing a good job, again, using their length to get into passing lanes. They may not be tipping the ball, but they're at least making passes harder. They're forcing Upperman to work a lot harder offensively. So Upperman's just kind of got to get on the same page, got to get back in sync a little bit. They've tried to play a little too fast, I think, so far tonight. But I think calming everything down, getting back to playing your offense here, Danny McWilliams one of the best at getting her teams kind of to get back refocused.
Stick around post-game of the South Willow Auto Clinic post-game show. We'll go through the scoring and get to the Nelson Trophy and screen printing player of the game, and then turn the page to the boys matchup between the Bees and the Panthers. Here in the girls game, we're midway through this third quarter, and we're all tied up at 24 points at a premium tonight, as per usual in this gym. Bella Mullins gives over. Harold, now Ava Allen. South pops off a screen. She's wide open for three. Good. Sadie South. Yeah, that one was drawn up on the clipboard. She reins in the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate 3. Ella Harrell back in the game as well. She's the one that set that screen. Now Stone looking for the answer. Howard with it. Looking at this 2-3 set. Gives over to Lily Hinch. Hinch bounces it to Waldo. Waldo's done a nice job after picking up two quick fouls. She hasn't fouled since. Now inside, Wittenberg somehow steps through. The shot won't fall. Harrell muscles her way to the rebound. Possession back the other way. Here comes Bella Mullins in transition. Mullins flips it back to Lenti. She thought about that one. Instead puts it down. Now Allen with it. Allen works it around the world back to Mullins. Mullins drives to the free throw line, now picks up. Left side, Allen. She's going to line up the wing three. Doesn't shoot it very often. That time misses wide right. Possession back down and a chance for Stone. Ahead to Howard. Howard sends it into Hedrick. Hedrick, nice move, but lost her footing. Possession down, and it's a loose ball. Mullins able to save it right to Allen. Picks up her dribble, sends it ahead to Delenti. Under 3 to play in the third. Flip pass back across to South. South finds Allen. Upperman trying to slow it back down a little bit. Mullins with it right wing side. Mullins has space. She triggers the three. That one too strong. Harrell with a one-armed rebound. She has it. Now it's swiped away from her by Kaylee Waldo. Pass ahead to Addison Howard. She has speed inside. Drives in. Offensive foul. Mullins got to the spot and takes the charge. It's going to be the first personal on Howard, and possession goes back to Upperman with 2:36 to go in the third.
I think the other thing with Addison Howard, they're just a little too out of control as she got to the paint. I think if she had slowed down there, obviously hindsight 2020, I think better move would have been sensing that you didn't really have much of an advantage there, kind of pulling back out, setting up the offense. In a three-point game, no reason to force the layup there.
Smith County leads Jackson County 41-19 at halftime. The Lady Owls hit 9 threes in the first half. Goose is there tonight. Coverage coming to the website.
Is that good?
That's ridiculous, actually. It's 27 points from three-point land. It's enough to win this game in this gym. So Lindsay sends it over outside to Mullins. Now South. She's wide open again. Sadie South, no good. Missed it wide right. Possession down to Stone. A chance again for the Lady Panthers, who are a resilient bunch. This one has a lot on the line in the district standings. Upperman trying to keep pace with Stone atop, or with Sparta atop, I should say. Stone trying to get back in the mix for a first-round bye in the region tournament. Waldo sends a fastball into Hedrick, who puts it up for two. Roberts to Hedrick. And back to a one-point game. Eva Allen with it as Gracie Butler gets sent back to the scorer's table by her coach. Delenti finds Mullins. Mullins, right side. Roberts giving her no room to breathe. Now Delenti off his screen, triggers the three. Good, Taylor Delenti for the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate 3. You might as well give an assist to Ella Harrell, who set a dominant screen And now we've got a whistle and a timeout called by Mike Buck. We'll see if it's a 30 or a full with 1:15 to go in the third. 30-second timeout, so we'll stay through it, Rusty. 1:15 to go. It's 30-26. All of a sudden, Lady B's starting to hit some threes. South and Delenti each with a couple in this game.
Yeah, the simple adjustment here. And we saw this happen in their game against Livingston and Crossville, where if you're Stone Memorial, you got to do a better job of staying attached to three-point shooters. You've got to fight through screens a little bit better. Again, you mentioned it already. Give a massive screen assist to Ella Harrell there. It gets Springs Taylor Delenti open for a while. But again, something that Upperman likes to see is seeing that ball go in from her after a tough shooting night on Wednesday. But if you're Stone, you've got to do a little bit better job staying attached and fighting through screens, because right now, if you're going to leave Sadie South and Taylor Delenti open like that all night, this one could get out of hand really, really quickly. No, we've seen how fast those two can light up the scoreboard.
The break, it's Stone Memorial basketball with 1:10 to go. Roberts with it. She walked right into a double team, able to get it ahead, though, to Von Aken, and she is fouled. Delenti picks up her second personal. 3 subs checking in here. Houston, Hench. Who's the other one over there? Wittenberg back in as well for Stone. That's the second team foul against the Lady Bees.
Had to figure out who the third player coming off the floor was.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they were going to be running one nasty 1-2-3 zone at the other end.
If this is on Delenti, who's this on? It was away from the ball, and I was not looking there. It's on Ella Harrell for a trip.
That also looked pretty incidental. Like, that just looked like they kind of ran into each other.
I wasn't even looking over there, to be honest with you.
Didn't think anything would happen.
Yeah, 1:06 to go. Probably doesn't matter. Harrell picks up her second personal, and nobody's in the bonus. Inbounds goes to Von Aken. Now Wittenberg has it. Wittenberg works it over, away from a screen, now picks up her dribble, sends it over to Hench. Hench to Houston. Stone needs a bucket. 52 seconds to go in the third quarter. They have played so many tight games in this district. Only been able to come out on top in one. They're trying to get over the hump here tonight on the road. Von Aken with it. She bounces it in. Houston. Houston back to Von Aken. Wittenberg. Stone in no hurry. Von Aken with it. Sends it back over to Hench. Hench picked up defensively by Butler. Back out. They may hold for the last look here. Von Aken with it. 25 seconds. Now back out. Yep, content to hold. 19 seconds. Time ticking down here in this third quarter. Now Mullins going to make a decision. Wittenberg creates that separation. Now sends it over left side. Flip pass. That one intercepted. Butler picked it off. 6 seconds left. Gracie Butler. 2-on-1, drives in, throws up the shot, no. Rebound down to Houston with 1 second left, and that will bring us to the end of the third quarter. After 3, it's Upperman 30, Stone Memorial 26. You're watching high school basketball, presented by Nick's Restaurant on the Frontier Chevy, UCR Media Network.
Folding a fitted sheet, programming the thermostat, matching your socks. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your home doesn't have to be one of them. So you can get back to more important things, like finding that missing sock. That's simple human sense.
Visit swallowsinsurance.com or call us today, 931-526-4025. Protecting your future. It's what we do.
How many letters?
5 letters.
Just think about, what am I doing right now?
Smile. Smile?
Uh-huh.
This is so easy.
One quarter to go. It's a big one in 7 AAA, and it's up for grabs. A 4-point lead for Upperman. Stick around postgame with the South Willow Auto Clinic postgame show. Go through the scoring, get to the Nelson Trophy and screen printing player of the game. Appreciate everybody for spending their Friday night here with us. 30-26 our score. Upperman with the lead and the ball. Bella Mullins going to drive inside, tries to sit it across. That one tipped and knocked away. Possession goes back the other way to Stone. Now Houston traveled with it. Possession goes back the other way. Nick's Restaurant's been family owned and operated for over 50 years in the heart of Cookeville. Delicious food, banquet facilities, all sorts of different options for you on the menu, including ice cream pie, I don't know why I have to hype anything else up. Ice cream pie. It's
for real.
fantastic.
That sounds awesome.
At Nick's Restaurant. Make sure you go and check them out. We appreciate them for being the presenting sponsor of tonight's game. Gracie Butler with it. As she surveys the floor. Now gives back to Hamilton, and they weren't ready for it. And Danny McWilliams slammed the ball down. She is frustrated with 7:25 to go.
Yeah, that's just not being locked in enough right there. You got to be a little bit more aware of what's going on in the play there for your Bella Mullins. Just played a really, really good game, I feel, especially defensively. Just a little lapse in judgment there.
Pass over right side to Rachel Houston. Now back in. Chloe Waldo spins it out to Wittenberg. Bounces it. Hinch. Wittenberg. And now a foul going to be called for a push. It's on Harrell. It's her third. She's given them good minutes off the bench, but now she's in some foul trouble. First team foul of the quarter. .7:06 to go in the ball game. Nobody scored yet here in this fourth quarter. Inbounds pass sent over the top. Now fired in. Kaylee Waldo loves that turnaround shot. Doesn't fall this time. Delenti with the board. The chance for the Lady Bees. CC now leads Livingston 44-38 over on UCR2. Late in the third quarter there.
Looks like York's pulling away at Watertown as well, 39-13.
I am stunned about that. Butler.
Not one bit.
As Mullins gives back to Delenti. Delenti again off the screen for a three. No good. That one missed wide left. 6:38 to go in the game. We're still scoreless in the fourth.
And you feel like if you're stoned, 6:38 to go, this is what we talked about pregame. You feel like you are right there in this game. You just got to start making some shots. You got to get back to your game, getting the ball in the paint and taking advantage of that size mismatch. Interested to see how long Coach Buck is going to go with Courtney Hedrick on the bench here, especially as it stays a 4-point lead.
Addison Howard with the basketball here for Stone Memorial. She's working against Bella Mullins. A little crossover move. Mullins tries to swipe it. Howard maintains possession. Howard running out of time on that 5-second clock. Gets it away. Now back out to Houston. 6:20 to go. Intensity rising in the gym. Howard sends over left side to Waldo. Waldo back to Howard. Now that one going to be tipped and intercepted, and Gracie Hamilton wins a foot race with anybody. She puts it up and in with the right hand.
Much-needed bucket for the Lady Bees there. Again, it had been a 4-point lead for the first 2 minutes plus of this quarter. It was a 4-point lead for the last little bit of the third, and now you feel starting to create a little bit of separation. It's one of those games where a 6-point lead feels like a lot more.
They've been unable to get past this point. Stone every time has answered with a bucket or a big stop. As now Houston has it right side. Now she sends it over to Kaylee Waldo. She's picked up by Bella Stiles. Waldo off the dribble. Drives into the baseline. Now spins. Picked up her dribble. In some trouble now, and that's a travel. Possession goes back to the Lady Bees. 5.5 to go in the game. Sparta rolling over to Camp County, 51-30.
That's the second ranked in the UC Top 5
That's
Warriorettes.
That's true. An update on that Cookville game. We'll wait on Jacob to send something in. They were down at the end of one. Watch it be like 72-40 now. Mullins sends it ahead to Butler. Butler gives back left in favor of Cookville as there's an errant pass, and it'll go back to Stone Memorial.
Yeah, Sheila mentioned it in the comments. Yeah, not very good signal in the gym at Stewart's Creek, so it's going to be uploaded in its entirety later tonight.
It was tied at halftime 15-15. Wow. Between Stewart's Creek and Cookville.
Stewart's Creek throwing the defensive kitchen sink at the Lady Caps. Good Lord.
Now driving in, Waldo puts up the shot. Got the call. This one goes on Bella Stiles. It'll be her second. Team second. And a trip to the line to shoot two upcoming here for Kaylee Waldo in a 6-point game.
Yeah, and with Stone's offense kind of starting to hit that one of those stretches where they sputter a little bit and go through a dry spell. Free throws right here really, really crucial. Maybe this is what kind of gets them back on the rails a little bit.
First one, no good for Waldo. We are on the doorstep of one of the premier boys basketball matchups in the entire 3A classification. Coming up next as Waldo makes the second, and it's a 5-point game. There's Bella Mullins with a ton of speed into the half court. Throws up the shot and gets the call. Hedrick going to be called for her second personal, and Bella Mullins will go to the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line to shoot two.
And what that is right there is Bella Mullins seeing the defense isn't back and set yet, turns on the Jets and ends up forcing the issue, gets to the free throw line. A really, really smart move by the senior.
First free throw rattles home for Mullins. She's got 4 points tonight, several assists to go along with it. Back to a 6-point game. Upperman trying to stretch it to 7 for the first time. As Harrell's back to the table. Mullins buries that one, nothing but net. Harrell going to check in here for Stiles. Yeah, Ellen Harrell's earned minutes, no question about it, in this game. She's earned the right to be on the floor out here.
Her and Ava May Allen both. I mean, and when they both kind of, again, started getting minutes around that same time in the season, and they just haven't looked back. They got their opportunity. They didn't whine about playing time. They didn't go to their parents. Instead, they just put their heads down and they worked, and they've earned their minutes they're getting.
Wittenberg has it here with 4:35 to go in the ball game. Working it right side against the 2-3 zone. Now bounces it into Waldo. Right there to swipe it is Mullins. They're fighting for it on the floor. Mullins able to somehow to punch it to Hamilton. Now it's loose again, and Wittenberg has it. Stone Memorial with the basketball. Flip pass left side to Howard. She shot fakes, drives inside, throws it up, and gets the call. Harrell called for her 4th, and Addison Howard goes to the line to shoot 2 important free throws with 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go.
And kind of a tough one there for Ella Harrell as well defensively. The ball's kind of just ping-ponging around out at the top of the key, and nobody's really set defensively there. She kind of gets hit with a tough luck foul.
Free throw rattles home for Addison Howard. 4 points tonight for the point guard. 4 minutes, 20 seconds to go in this game. It's still up for grabs at 34-28. Howard goes 2 for 2 at the line there. 2 big makes, low full court pressure. As Wittenberg applies it to Mullins one-on-one. Mullins just blows into the half court with a ton of speed, now slams the brakes and retreats. Mullins goes to work, puts it behind the back, resets that 5-second clock. Midway through this 4th and final quarter of regulation. Gracie Butler flips back to Hamilton. Hamilton now, a senior guard, working against Lily Hinch. Hamilton in some trouble, and a timeout called by Dana McWilliams. As that 5-second clock was tick, 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 ticking. And this is a full timeout. We'll take it with them. 3:51 to go in the ball game. We'll be right back. From the sports field to the hunting field, our friends at Hall Sports and Outdoors can outfit anyone. Located in the heart of Jamestown at 207 South Main Street, Hall Sports and Outdoors carries everything from kayaks, fishing gear, and camo to guns and ammo. With top brands such as Columbia, Timberland, Under Armour, Asics, and much more, nobody can top their selection. Need some custom gear for your team? They also offer uniforms, gear, and custom embroidery. Stop by and see them at 207 South Main Street in Jamestown. Hall Sports and Outdoors, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. 3:51 to go in the ball game. Upperman leads 34-29. They'll have the basketball out of this timeout. I'm Noah McKay. He's Rusty Ellis. Thanks for watching along with us. Heather is tuning in, cheering on the Bees. Scott is as well. David is watching. Thanks for the score updates on York and Watertown. Mitch is tuning in. Keep them firing away here. Sarah is watching, as is Bree. Anna is tuning in. Appreciate all of you for joining us here this evening. Tomorrow night, big one in District 7 Single A as Clark Range takes on Pickett County. Live on the main Facebook page, 6 o'clock girls tip-off. It's going to be a very enjoyable time. I know Rusty will be there.
Yes.
Ms. Hamilton. Bring it into Butler. Butler had it poked from her, able to get it back. Active hands defensively for Stones. Kaylee Waldo. Now Butler forced to pick up her dribble, and a foul will be called. This one will go on Waldo, her 3rd. Just the team's 2nd. With 3:43 to go. Cumberland County leads Livingston 47-38 with just over 5 minutes to play in the 4th quarter. And Bella Stiles wasn't ready to come in. They rang the horn, but the official did not recognize it, so she has to wait. Hamilton gets it into Butler. Gracie Butler going to drive against Waldo, throws it up and gets the call. So now that's the 4th on Kaylee Waldo. And Gracie Butler will go to the Sonia Brown with Ameriquay Real Estate free throw line to shoot 2.
And Gracie Butler doing a good job of using, again, that speed advantage that she's got on Kaylee Waldo. Gets an extra step on her, and because of that, Kaylee Waldo really no choice there. Either had to give up the layup or give up the foul.
Butler flies away. The first one is good. 7 points. It's the first point since the first quarter for Gracie Butler. Upperman leads 35-29.
No real dominant score tonight, but a good balanced effort from this Lady Bees team, really from both teams.
Next one, that one no good. Long rebound. Hedrick runs it down, and we play on here in a 6-point game. 3:37 to go. Howard with it. Addison Howard surveys the floor. Works it back towards the left side. Now sends the pass over to Ashley Wittenberg. Wittenberg bounces it in. That one's a kick as Delenti stuck the leg out. 3:22 to go in the ball game.
Really trying to get an update on that Cookville game.
Yes,
I would love to know what that looks like right now.
As soon as we know, we'll let you know as Hedrick throws up the shot. Little fadeaway. Nice finish for Courtney Hedrick. She's got 9 points tonight, and Stone is not going away once again. Down just 4. But quickly Mullins ahead. She sends it to Delenti. Delenti hands off to Hamilton. Hamilton works it over to Gracie Butler. Butler towards the top of the circle. Eyes up the whole way. The sophomore Gracie Butler back over to the senior Bella Mullins. A little tension in the air here in this gym. Butler gets the lane, drives in, throws it up, and gets the call. Doesn't fall, but she will go back to the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line.
Matt, like an answered prayer comes through. 28-18. Cookville is up at the end of the third.
There we go. So Cookville took a little bit to get rolling there, but they have that 10-point lead. Coach Bill Roll is tuning in. The legendary Coach Bill Roll. We appreciate you. As the first free throw, no good. The door is certainly open right now for Stone Memorial. Just a 4-point game, rather. My apologies. We know math is not my strong suit.
We're journalism majors.
Now it's a 5-point game. Forget major. I got a degree in it.
About to say, listen, I did journalism, one because I love it, but the second reason I only had to take one math.
Exactly. 100% correct. As here they come ahead, Stone Memorial. Butler picks up Wittenberg. Wittenberg now being harassed a little bit defensively. Goes back Houston. Houston over to Wittenberg. 2.5 to go in this ball game. Wittenberg puts the dribble down. Trying to set up the play are the Lady Panthers in the half court. Wittenberg brings it around left side. Now finds Howard. Howard bounces it to Houston. Houston floating back. Able to save it into Wittenberg. Now Howard. Time ticking away here in this ball game. Howard using a screen from Hedrick. Steps back. Thought about the three. Instead finds Hedrick. Hedrick working on Styles. Turnaround shot. Good and one. Courtney Hedrick with the finish. And she will go to the line.
And I thought a really good job defensively there by Bella Styles to try to cut off the baseline. Courtney Hedrick just gets just enough of spin on that ball to flip it up and in, finishes through the contact. A big-time play by Courtney Hedrick.
Hedrick at the line for a big one. To make it a 2-point game, in and out, no good. Rebound fought for. Styles able to get it. Really, two teammates fighting for it. Under 2 to play. It's a one-possession game. Remember the missed free throws. Both teams have had a few of them now. As Mullins sends it over to Butler. Butler from the right wing over to Styles. 1:40 to go. A 3-point lead for Upperman. Eerily similar to every game that's happened in this district this year. Styles going to be fouled by Hedrick, and this is going to send her to the line. The Campbellsville signee goes to the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line. I mentioned it during a lot of broadcasts. Campbellsville, an NAIA power. Among the top 4 teams in the entire country in NAIA. She's going to play there at the next level. She flies away the front end, and in and out, no good. Another missed free throw in this game. It's equal opportunity. A lot of people are missing them right now.
Yeah, and this is a big moment right here for Bella Styles come through with the team because the main thing you do here, create a 2-possession game.
Next one for Styles. That one no good. Rebound tipped up into the air, knocked out of play. Where's it going? It's going to Upperman. The officials did not agree. The one closest to us pointed right. The one baseline pointed left. Somebody's about to be mad in the gym, and they're going to Stone. So possession goes back the other way.
One side of the gym was unhappy at first, and now the other side of the gym's unhappy.
Absolutely.
It is now, we talk about not being good at math. It is statistically proven that every basketball game, 50% of the crowd is unhappy.
That's true. Hedrick sends it ahead. Houston back over to Waldo. Waldo back to Howard with a ton of speed. Now reverses back. Howard, a fastball. I mean, that was a Spencer Strider fastball. That was out of play. Possession back to Upperman. By the way, score update over on 2. With under 2 to go in the fourth quarter. Cumberland County leads Livingston at 49-47 as LA has just made a basket. Keely Mullins with a shot. Now this one into Styles, bobbled, but she's able to possess. Now Hamilton. Hamilton working on Hinch. Into the corner, now over to Styles. 1:08 to go. Styles is fouled, and she's going to go back to the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line. Just missed a couple, a chance to get right as she goes back here. Well, this is a fun one.
Hey, listen, I'm having fun. I like this.
Absolutely.
I love good basketball.
And then I see both the Panthers and the Bees have made their way out. This goes a great night of hoops as the first one falls through nothing but net for Bella Stiles.
Good basketball is fun to watch. Who would have thought?
No doubt about it. Rachel Houston back into the game here for Lily Hench. Houston can really shoot it. Next one for Stiles. That one good. 2 for 2 for Stiles. Back to a 5-point game. Stone needs a bucket. 1:04 to go. Howard ahead to Hedrick. Now back to Howard. Little give and go. Howard, right side Wittenberg. Wittenberg to Howard.
Got to go fast.
Yeah, it's not going very fast right now. Wittenberg to Howard. Upperman staying in their defense. Now a little no-look feed to Houston. Looking inside. Hedrick, who puts it up and in for 2. And a timeout called by Coach Buck with 42 seconds to go in the ball game.
Really, really good execution there from Houston. Hits Hedrick on the nice little pass down deep in the paint. Finishes again. Courtney Hedrick's had a really, really good fourth quarter for the Lady Panthers. Noah done a good job of keeping them in this game, at least within striking distance.
Tied up over on 2. Cumberland County and Livingston, 49 apiece. Final minute there. 3-point lead here for Upperman. 42.3 to go in the ball game. Both teams are either in the bonus or will be on the next foul. So we'll have 2 free throws on every foul called from here on out except offensive fouls.
Yeah, I think that the formula here for Stone is very simple. You go for the steal on the initial inbounds pass, but if you don't get it, you've got to foul and give yourself as much time as possible to get some more possessions, barring obviously whatever Upperman does at the free throw line. So you can't wait too long to foul here and risk letting 15, 20 seconds run off the clock.
You have those 2 schools of thought. Another one is you just sell out to try to turn it over for the next 20 seconds or so. But in a 3-point game, it's tough because if you don't get that turnover and you foul, then you only have maybe 20 seconds to go as opposed to 35-40.
And your margin of error, obviously, which is already very, very slim, becomes that much slimmer.
Exactly right. Out of the timeout, it's going to be Upperman basketball, 94 feet away from their basket. 42.3 seconds on the clock. The possession arrow belongs to Stone Memorial. Gracie Hamilton's going to inbound this. She gets it into Butler. Mullins, rather. Bella Mullins with a ton of space to operate into the half court. Now she slams the brakes and retreats around. Mullins playing catch me if you can. 33 seconds. Bella Mullins now drives inside, loses it. It's last touch by Stone, so possession stays with Upperman. 29.5 seconds to go in the game. Inbounds pass to Butler, no good, but she is fouled, and Gracie Butler is going to go to the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line to shoot 2 with 28.6 seconds on the clock. Cumberland County now leads Livingston 51-49 over on UCR2.
Gosh.
Big one here for Gracie Butler. She flies it away, no good. Next one even bigger now, trying to make it a 2-possession game as Hedrick is back in. Houston is back in as well. Little defense-offense for Coach Buck.
The big thing here now is regardless really of how this free throw goes, you don't have to go for a 3 right away. You can go for a quick 2 if you're Stone Memorial.
Second one, nothing but net for Gracie Butler. She's 3 for 4 in the quarter. 27 seconds to go in the game. Howard ahead to Hedrick. Back to Howard. Howard flips it back. Hedrick lines up the deep 3. That one no good. Rebound down. Butler comes away with it. Gracie Butler weaving through. She is fouled. 14 seconds to go. Time ticking out here on Stone Memorial as Gracie Butler goes back to the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line.
Yeah, you got the look you wanted if you're the Lady Panthers there. You got a clean look from 3, just a little bit off to the right from Courtney Hedrick there. As it looks like, obviously, Upperman, if they're going to get a timeout here. It looks like if they're able to hit free throws, like they're going to be able to close out a season sweep of the Lady Panthers.
Timeout called on the floor. It's a full timeout. We'll take it with them. Last one of the game. 14 seconds to go. Don't go anywhere. Gracie Butler at the Sonia Brown American Way Real Estate free throw line. Upperman leads by 4, and there are 14 seconds to go in this basketball game. The front end is good. She's now 4 of 5 in the quarter at the line. She spins back this one to make it a 6-point game. Good. 2 for 2, backs against the wall now for Stone Memorial. 41-35. Inbounds goes to Courtney Hedrick. She's picked up by Butler. Hedrick going to bring it up herself. Now picks up the dribble. 8 seconds left. Now it's going to be stolen away by Gracie Hamilton. And now punched back by Houston. Mullins has it 3 seconds. Mullins gets away, and that will do it. Final score, Upperman 41. Stone Memorial 35. Another good game in District 7 AAA. But it's the Upperman Lady Bees earning their 20th win of the season. We welcome you into the South Willow Auto Clinic post-game show. South Willow Auto Clinic, your hometown auto doctors. Once again, your final score, Upperman 41, Stone Memorial 35. More of the same in this district, Rusty, but Upperman, they bounce back after that loss on Wednesday night. They get back into the win column. They tie things up momentarily. And now it's not tied anymore. Sparta just won again to get to 5-1, but those two teams still tied up in the loss column.
Well, and a good job there. The difference in this game ultimately ends up being that Upperman is just used to being in closer games. They're used to being able to execute to win in closer games than these young lady Panthers have been so far in their high school careers. And you see it there, just making free throws to close this one out, getting defensive stops. It's just the hallmark of a Lady Bees team. So a really, really good win tonight. Again, maybe not necessarily one dominant scorer, but a really good balanced effort up and down the line. I feel like Gracie Butler played well. Ella Harrell was really, really good off the bench, especially on the boards. Did a really good job of helping limit Stone to just those one opportunities on offense. So good balanced effort. And take nothing away from Stone Memorial, has pushed Upperman to the brink in both of these meetings so far. Just weren't really able to get over the hump in either game.
Scoring for the game is as follows. Courtney Hedrick led Stone Memorial with 13 points, 8 for Kaylee Waldo tonight, 5 apiece for Rachel Houston and Addison Howard, 3 for Lily Hinch, and 2 for Paige Roberts for a team total of 35. For the Lady Bees this evening, 10 points for Gracie Butler. That paces them. 8 points for Sadie South. 6 points tonight for Taylor Delenti. 5 for Bella Mullins. 6 as well for Ella Harrell. 4 for Bella Stiles. 2 for Gracie Hamilton for a team total of 41. So for the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game, it is genuinely not an easy decision tonight, Rusty. Who's it going to be?
Well, conventional wisdom says to give it to the leading scorer, and I feel like Gracie Butler made a lot of just winning time plays there, especially in the fourth quarter. Defensively, made a lot of big plays. Guarded really well tonight, but I'm going to give it to somebody who we might, I don't know when the next opportunity I'll have to give it to this person. I'm going to give it to Ella Harrell because I feel like Ella Harrell gave good minutes off the bench, and especially in the first half when it was such a back-and-forth game and it felt like it was really anybody's ball game. I feel like her presence off the bench in the paint kind of helped even the odds a little bit with that size advantage Stone had. So I'm going to go with Ella Harrell. We talked about it. She earned her minutes at Christmas time. She's earning them more even now in district play, so I'm going to go with Ella Harrell.
I would have done the exact same thing. Ella Harrell,
okay,
the Nelson
good.
Trophy and Screen Printing
I feel better
Player
now.
of the game. Stone falls to 8-12 on the season with the loss, 1-4 in the district. They play again tomorrow at DeKalb County at 2 o'clock. For Upperman, they improved to 20-3 on this season, 4-1 in District 7 AAA. Next up for them, a big one on Tuesday against maybe their arch rival at Livingston Academy. Well, round 1 is in the books. The main event of the evening coming up next. A humongous game, not only in this district, but in the Class 3A. As it's the boys' game between the Bees and the Panthers. We'll have a brief intermission, come back in about 10 minutes. You'll see that graphic on the screen. As soon as it's gone, you know we are back. Stick around, much more to come. But once again, your final score in the girls' game, Upperman 41, Stone Memorial 35. Much more to come from Baxter. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. It's time for another Crouch Team with Highlands Lake Real Estate pregame show, and it's time for the main event of the evening, one of the main events of this season, round number 2 between the Upperman Bees and the Stone Memorial Panthers. I'm Noah McKay, back on the call once again, joined by Rusty Ellis, and this one's going to be a good one. The Bees, the homestanding Bees, with a 17-4 overall record, 3-1 in the district, under head coach Bobby McWilliams, taking on the Panthers under head coach Neil Capps with a 13-7 overall record, 3-1 in the district. The stakes are pretty simple. The winner of this game sits all alone on top of first place. For Upperman, they're trying to even the score. Stone got the big win in their first meeting back on January 5th, 68-49. For Stone, their margin for error is less than this game, ironically, than even Upperman's, because they lost an extra game. They lost at Sparta a couple of weeks ago. That was a really eye-catching result, and because of that, a win for Stone tonight gives them a great position because they had the head-to-head, but they have an extra loss in there that so far Upperman has not had because they've beaten everybody else in the district.
Yeah, if you're Stone Memorial, as you mentioned, just the margin for error is super, super slim, and because of an unexpected loss to Sparta, you now find yourself in almost a must-win if you want to compete for the number 1 seed in the district, if you want to get that first-round bye, or one of those first-round byes and not have to worry about the district tournament really at all. You've got to come into a tough, hostile environment, and you've got to get a win over a Bees team that, call it what it is playing some really, really good basketball right now after, getting a good win over Livingston last week, taking down a very, very game Sparta team on Wednesday. I think that this is an Upperman team that's playing really well, and the thing I'm most excited for, this is the second head-to-head meeting between two of the absolute biggest studs in 3A. When you look at Cade Capps for Stone Memorial, Ty Cobb, the freshman phenom for Upperman, this is going to be a fun one. I know we talked about how this crowd, it was already really energetic, really juiced in that girls' game. It's only going to go up from here.
It certainly is, and you're right. 2 bona fide Mr. Basketball candidates, and elite, I mean all capital letter score in the form of Cade Capps, and an unbelievable freshman. One of the best freshmen we have ever seen in Ty Cobb, the all-around point guard. And they're going to go at it once again here on this floor with a lot on the line. Looking at the district standings, Stone Memorial and Upperman currently tied atop. Stone has the head-to-head tiebreaker at 3-1 in the district. Right behind them, it's White County at 3-2. Livingston also hanging around at 2-2. DeKalb County at 1-2, and Cumberland County at 0-4. So a lot of opportunities for movement. And this one has a lot on the line because, again, there will be no tie atop the district after tonight. One of these two teams is going to sit all alone in first place with only 1 loss in this district. All the action coming up when we come back. Back in about 30 seconds with the starting lineup. Coverage of this game is presented by Nick's Restaurant on the Frontier Chevy UCR Media Network.
Get your new year started in your new ride. With a huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, including the all-new 2024 Chevy Trax and Silverado, Frontier Chevy is ready to get you into your next vehicle. View inventory online at www.kcchevy.com or stop in at 2350 Cookeville Highway today. And remember, don't buy till you see Jason Fye. Frontier Chevy is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the UCR Media Network. The experts at the South Willow Auto Clinic are your hometown auto doctors. Located at 640 South Willow Avenue in Cookeville, get your oil changed, tires rotated, and fluids filled. Need other repairs? Stop by for a same-day free diagnosis and estimate. South Willow Auto Clinic is a longtime supporter of student-athletes throughout the Upper Cumberland. South Willow Auto Clinic, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Welcome back. The lights are down. The starting lineup is being introduced here in the Hive, and it is a jam-packed Hive tonight here in Baxter. It's time for the starting lineups. First for the Stone Memorial Panthers under head coach Neil Capps with an overall record of 13-7, 3-1 in the district. Number 1, Jaden Eldridge. Number 4, Preston Mayberry. Number 14, Cade Capps. Number 24, Wyatt Groth. And number 25, Brady Lane. For the homestanding Upperman Bees under head coach Bobby McWilliams with an overall record of 17-4, 3-1 in the district. Number 0, Ty Cobb. Number 4, Evan Huddleston. Number 15, Clayton Harris. Number 21, Braden Roberts. And number 23, Bronsden Chaffin. Starters once again for the Panthers, Eldridge, Mayberry, Capps, Groth, and Lane. For the Bees, Cobb, Huddleston, Harris, Roberts, and Chaffin. It's a top 5 matchup. It's a top 3 matchup. Stone Memorial enters as the number 3 ranked team in the Upper Cumberland. Upperman at number 2. And it is rowdy in here tonight. The students are here, and they are making noise. The pep band is here. People know the importance of this game, and it is a must-see matchup between two of the state's top players. A Mr. Basketball candidacy, could they really solidified in a game like this tonight? Let us know in the comment section who you are, where you're watching from, who you're cheering for in this one. Please hit share if you haven't already. We're live on the Facebook page, YouTube channel, Carrier Pigeon. Everywhere else you could watch a high school basketball game, we are here for this one. And Stone Memorial is the road team. They're in the black jerseys, black shorts, gold numbers and letters. Upperman, the home, white jerseys, white shorts, gold numbers on the front and the back with the black letters across the chest plate. I'm Noah McKay. He's Rusty Ellis. Thanks for hanging out with us on our Friday night. This is what high school sports is all about tonight. I see certain head football coaches in the building. Adam Kane. He's been a part of a few Upperman Stone games. Been pretty successful.
I would say so.
Especially this year. The Bees went to the state championship game. The basketball Bees want to do the same thing. So does Stone. These are two teams with that sort of ceiling. Brady Lane against Bronson Chaffin in the circle. Lead official walks the ball, and let's get it on once again in Baxter. Tip going to be won by Lane, and he double-hit it, actually, and they whistle it. So maybe we're going to do it again. We will. They'll reset the clock back to 8 seconds, and never mind, they're just going to give it to Upperman. So,
well, that's anticlimactic.
It is, but the Bees will have possession to open up the game. Working left to right on your screen. Here we go. Ty Cobb will bring it up, averaging over 20 points per game. Cade Capps averaging nearly 30. Chaffin going to drive inside on Lane, goes up strong and finishes. Bronston Chaffin with an early message. Brady Lane dominated the first meeting. Every big that came in the game had nothing for him. Upperman, I think, took that a little bit personally. Here's Lane on the other end. He reverses pass to Preston Mayberry, who had probably his best game of the season in Crossville. He started reining him in early and often. Oh, yeah. There's an energy in the gym tonight as Growth gives over to Cade Capps. Capps picked up defensively. Now he floats it over right side back to Mayberry. If you never watched Cade Capps play, he is in the gym range. Mayberry with it right side. He bounces it in to Bear Eldridge. He pulls a little mid-range pull-up jumper good, and we're tied up at 2. Now here's Cobb. He picks up his dribble, finds Braden Roberts. Speaking of in the gym range, there's another one with Roberts. These two teams are loaded. The superstars are there, but they've got a great supporting cast around them. As Cobb slices through the defenders, muscles through a little contact, no problem, we play on. Harris with it. They're going to let him play tonight. This is an experienced crew. I'm going to let the players decide it. Now Cobb works it over left side. He drives in, skies up at the mid-range, no. Rebound down. That one grabbed by Capps. Stone with a chance to take their first lead. Wyatt Growth with it. Growth pivots, now spins it back right side to Preston Mayberry. Baseline, now that one intercepted. Cobb slices in to intercept the pass, and it'll be Upperman basketball. Cobb sends it ahead to Huddleston in the corner. Back to Cobb. Gets a screen from Harris, works it over. Drives into Mayberry, throws up the shot. In and out, no good. Rebound tipped around a few times, and Brady Lane wins it. It is a physical start to this game. They're letting them go.
Absolutely.
Works it over left wing side. Now back to Preston Mayberry. You can see both teams, it's a little bit tense right now, trying to settle in over to Capps. He triggers the three and money. A Club Wyndham three for Cade Capps, and it's 5-2.
Yeah, that's one of those that you kind of have to tip the cap for the Upperman defense there, because I feel like they got out there, they got a good hand in his face, but Cade Capps, just a really good contested shot maker tonight, just all season long, so really, really tough make there.
Now Cobb on the other end, he's guarded by Capps. Let's go. That's the matchup everybody in the gym wants to see. Now Cobb tries to go isolation. They switch, Capps with Lane. Cobb slices in, has it poked from him, goes back to get it. That gets the student section involved. Big moment for the freshman. Pulls up from the elbow. That one no good. Upperman gone cold. Lane with the basketball. He sends it over to Wyatt Growth. Growth pushing the tempo into the half court. Growth sees the lane, drives in. Little flip pass over to Eldridge, who kisses it off the glass. And Bobby McWilliams calls timeout as a quick spurt here for Stone. Has it out in front 7-2. Just for 2 minutes and 55 seconds into the ball game.
Yeah, really, really good job of pushing the tempo there to get it out to Jaden Eldridge, who just slipped in behind the defense there, behind Clayton Harris, was able to get a free look at the rim for an easy 2. Feels like right now we're seeing Brady Lane's impact at the other end of the floor, doing a good job of locking down the boards and limiting Upperman to just one shot. So Upperman going to have to do work a little bit harder against this Stone defense to get some more looks that it likes.
5:05 to go in the first quarter, 7-2 Stone. We got a long way to go. Cade Capps with a 3. Ty Cobb looking to get it rolling, 0 for 3 from the field so far. It's going to be Upperman basketball out of that quick timeout called by Coach McWilliams. Two coaches that can hang with the best of them when it comes to these chess matches in these games of Coach McWilliams and Coach Capps. And here we go back to action. Ty Cobb jogs across the timeline, sets up the half-court offense. Over to Braden Roberts. Roberts finds Harris at the top of the circle. Harris trying to orchestrate in the half-court. Now into Chaffin, who got free. No good, though. Short-armed it. Goes out of play. It'll stay with Upperman. It was an interesting design. Looked like they were trying to get it to Cobb, which was the design, and they feed it underneath on the little deception as Branson Turnbow checks in.
Yeah, I think they saw there that Stone kind of collapsed onto Cobb, and it leaves Bronson Chaffin wide open. Created a good look at the rim, just wasn't able to finish it.
Turnbow bounces it back to Cobb. Now Turnbow with it. Huddleston. Works it to the top of the circle now. Roberts. 4:35 to go in the first quarter. Cobb with it, right wing side. He finds Turnbow. Turnbow drives baseline, goes up and under, fires it over to Roberts. Roberts is bumped in the first foul of the game. This one going to go, see who it's against. Preston Mayberry called for his first, team's first. Cobb going to inbound, gets it into Harris. Now Turnbow with it. Turnbow over to Roberts. Roberts explodes off a screen, now back to Turnbow. Turnbow sends it right side for Huddleston. Huddleston finds Cobb. Cobb guarded by Growth. Picks up a screen, now a little pick and roll play. Instead has to go over to Huddleston. Now Turnbow with it, left wing side. Stone not allowing much room to operate in the half court defensively. 4 minutes to go in this first quarter. It's 7-2. Long possession here for Upperman. Cobb sends it to Turnbow. Turnbow. One dribble, now right side Huddleston. Back to Turnbow. Turnbow, back to Cobb. Bronston Chaffin left the game, now he's back to the table. About to check back in. Cobb sees the lane open, drives in, a foul is called. I think this one goes on Brady Lane, we'll wait and see. Growth was also in the area. It's going to be 2 for Ty Cobb at the line. And it is on Growth. So I think if you're Coach Capps, you'd rather that be the case because you want Brady Lane to stay out of foul trouble as long as possible. Upperman rotates 3 bigs in with Helms, Chaffin, and Harris. Really, Stone only has the one in Lane, but it's a great one. As an 80% free throw shooter, Ty Cobb makes the first.
Yeah, I mean, when you have a Brady Lane on your team, it really eliminates almost really any need for another big because he does so much at both ends of the floor for you. He's a good scorer inside, good passer out of the post, and defensively just an absolute game wrecker, similar to what he is on the football field at middle linebacker.
2 for 2 for Cobb, and it's 7-4 now. It's a long possession, ends in 2 points for the Bees. Now here comes Stone. Capps sends over left side to Mayberry. Preston Mayberry now back to Capps from way downtown. Good! Cade Capps with a Club Wyndham 3. He is in the gym range. His second of the quarter. And it's the ultimate equalizer. Back out in front by 6. They go into Chaffin. Chaffin goes up and the call is made. This one goes on Brady Lane. That'll be his first, team's third. And a trip to the line to shoot 2 for Bronston Chaffin. As Coach McWilliams was talking during that halftime of the girls' game, Cade Capps as good of a scorer as you are going to see anywhere. He is rapidly closing in on 2,000 points in his career, and he's a junior.
Yeah, got a little bit of it's a little bit of an outside chance, but 3,000 points for a career is absolutely in play for Cade Capps. Obviously, all health withstanding, and we hope that he's healthy the entirety of his career. But
certainly, 2,500 seems extremely attainable, which is unbelievable. Second free throw, no good. It's a 5-point game, and Capps brings it across the timeline. One-on-one with Turnbow. Capps tries to back him down, now gives back out. Growth over to Capps. Again, lines it up. And that one no good off the front of the rim. Cobb with a rebound, and a foul is called on Mayberry. And that's the second on Preston Mayberry. Team's fourth. He was trying to get the rebound, and Cobb got it in turn, and he was right there. The contact was made, and that's where the whistle comes from as Braden Elliott checks in for Preston Mayberry.
And now we'll see defensively how Stone kind of has to rebound from that because Preston Mayberry, a really, really good perimeter defender, a really good pesky defender out there, makes life hard for a lot of lead guards. So now you're going to have to get a big game out of Braden Elliott at that end of the floor.
Cam Bush is into the game. He has the ball now, sends to Roberts. That one intercepted. He was looking for Cobb, but it went right to Cade Capps. Capps in transition now off to the steal. Sends it over left side to Bear Eldridge. Eldridge tries to move Capps to the spot. He's there now. Capps punches it back to Eldridge. Eldridge over to Growth. Growth using a screen from Lane. Accelerates in, kicks over to Eldridge. Eldridge drives in, throws up the little fadeaway runner. No good. Rebound tip. Turnbow with it. Now he pushes. That one was poked out of his hands and out of play. It'll stay with the Bees. 2:20 to go in the first quarter. It's 10-5. A couple of threes for Cade Caps, the difference. Upperman looking for this young man to get it rolling from the field. Ty Cobb looking for his first field goal. He has a couple of free throws. Cobb sends it to Roberts. He lines up the three. He can really shoot it, and he rains it in. Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate three. Now Caps gives over to Growth. All of a sudden, the game tightens again. Now that one intercepted by Roberts. Roberts with a ton of speed. Braden Roberts coast to coast, and we're tied.
It does not take long for this Upperman team to get rolling offensively. They're turning defense to offense. Really good job by Braden Roberts of jumping into the passing lane and getting the easy two.
Growth gives to Lane. Now Caps. Here he goes. He's a little shot fake. Now he drives in. Sky's up in the mid-range. That one no good. Rebound for Turnbow. Stone's gone a little cold. Turnbow pushing the tempo as Upperman's heating up. Bush gives over to Cobb. Cobb from the corner. Looking right at Cade Caps. Let's go. More of that matchup one-on-one. Roberts with it. He goes free throw line over to Cobb. Ty Cobb lines up the three. Good. Ty Cobb with a Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate three. The road crowd was into it. Now the home crowd is into it. And the Bees are on a run. 8-0.
And what Upperman did defensively on Cade Caps last time down, that's exactly what you're going to have to do. You want to get him off of that spot where he catches the ball. You want to move him off that spot, force him to have to score off the dribble. Very, very good at it because he does a good job of keeping his balance, but that's how you're going to have to defend him, make every shot that he takes as difficult as possible.
Branson Turnbow called for the first foul of the game against Upperman. Got a little bit of hold of Caps as he tried to drive back door there. 13-10 our score. This one's going to be a good one tonight. Last one got away from the Bees in the fourth quarter. As Caps, little give and go, no good. Rebound down to Bush. Roberts with it. And the Bees felt like they really hurt themselves. They didn't take anything away from Stone, but felt like they made a few mistakes that were uncharacteristic. They hope they wouldn't tonight. So far, we've got a dogfight. Long way to go, though. Turnbow with it, 37 seconds. Upperman could hold for the final shot with this narrow lead. This is one where there's no style points for whoever wins. You just want to win the basketball game. It doesn't matter if it's pretty, ugly, or indifferent.
I think if you won this game 20-19, and it's 13-10 right now, pointing that out. If you won this game 20-19, it would have the exact same effect as if you won 75-73.
Turnbow will hold. 15 seconds on the clock now. Cobb is on the bench. And now Turnbow goes to work. 8 seconds. Chaffin, 7. Now Bush, 5. Bush running out of time. Roberts with it, 2 seconds. Sky's up and chucks it. That one no good. The tip wouldn't count. And that brings us to the end of an awesome first quarter of basketball. After one, it's Upperman 13, Stone Memorial 10. That popcorn pack, get it ready. You may need to pop it a little bit later on. Coverage of this game is presented by Nick's Restaurant on the Frontier Chevy, UCR Media Network.
Delicious Pan Pizza is Domino's best kept secret. Best kept secret. With locations in Smithville, Sparta, Livingston, Allgood, and 2 in Cookeville, Delicious Pan and hand toss pizza, pasta, and more is never far away. Use the Domino's app to take care of your game day eats today. Domino's is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing is proud to support student athletes and athletic departments throughout the Upper Cumberland. They are also proud to sponsor Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing's Player of the Game on this broadcast. From trophies to t-shirts, they can do it all. Be sure to stop by and see them at 120 Circle Drive in Allgood or give them a call at 931-537-9559. Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Nick's Restaurant has been family owned and operated in the Upper Cumberland for over 50 years. Located off of Jefferson Avenue in Cookeville. We appreciate them for being a presenting sponsor of tonight's game. Check out their delicious food. A great date night place tomorrow night on your Saturday. You can pull up on your phone, Pickett County and Clark Range, and enjoy dinner and ice cream pie at Nick's Restaurant. Brady Lane, hands off inside. Here's shot thrown up by Elliott, and he is fouled. Braden Elliott's going to go to the line to shoot 2. Upperman leads 13-10 as we open up this second quarter. Cade Caps with 6 points. Jaden Eldridge with 4 for Stone. 5 points apiece for Ty Cobb and Braden Roberts. 3 for Bronston Chaffin. That's all the scoring so far. First free throw for Braden Elliott is no good, and that was something that Stone could not do. They could not miss a free throw in the first meeting. It was really impressive as Jack Torrance gets into the game for the first time. He's in for Turnbow.
Big minutes as well for Braden Elliott. No, we were there when he got similar kind of minutes against Livingston Academy, and it made some really, really big plays for them in the fourth quarter. 2 misses there, but it's somebody that I know Coach Capps is very, very high on, especially when he has to go to the bench like now. He knows that he's got somebody he can trust.
And that supporting cast is going to be so critical.
Yes.
We talk about the depth that Upperman has. Stone's going to need that depth for them to rise to the occasion. They did in the first meeting as Cobb slices through, throws up the shot blocked by Wyatt Groth, and the possession comes back to Stone. Groth pushing it across the timeline here. Preston Mayberry was a big part of that, but he's out of the game right now with 2 fouls that he picked up relatively quickly. Sends it over right side. That one for Page. Page looking for Capps right there. Huddleston gets in the grill of Cade Capps, who gives off back now to Lane. Now hand off to Elliott. Elliott against Bush. Tries to back him down, kicks to Groth. Capps wants it, now he has it. From that left corner. Capps backing down Huddleston. Activates inside. Mid-range pull-up jumper, lethal. Good for 2. He gets those shoulders square, you might as well start walking the other way. Here comes Ty Cobb to Huddleston. Huddleston to Bush. Cam Bush hit 2 threes in the fourth quarter to break it open in Sparta. They left him open. He made him pay. Huddleston. Now Torrance. Over to Cobb. Cobb from the left wing as Roberts goes back to the table. Chaffin to Huddleston again. You'll see Upperman rotate more players tonight than Stone. Cobb works it left side against Groth. Kicks into the corner for Huddleston. Huddleston drives in, throws up the runner. Good. Evan Huddleston with the finish.
Really, ever since that 18-point game against Franklin Classical, you just kind of see Evan Huddleston's confidence growing, becoming a big part of this offense.
Yeah, I talked to Coach McWilliams during these halftime shows. Be like, yeah, you know what Huddleston's going to give you every night that's really valuable, and he may not score a bunch, and all of a sudden he's been scoring a bunch. That shot's no good. A rebound down to Cam Bush, and Cameron Bush pushes it ahead in the half court. He gives over to Cobb. Now Huddleston from way downtown. Good. Evan Huddleston with a Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate 3, and the B lead is up to 6. Groth into the half court. Brady Lane with it. Lane gets it to Capps. Capps navigates through, kind of chucks it up. No, that one was disrupted by Bronston Chaffin. Here's Cam Bush with a bunch of speed. Upperman with some momentum now in this gym, but we got a long way to go. Over to Huddleston. This time puts the dribble down and kicks to Torrance. Torrance to Cobb. Cobb from the right elbow kicks it over to Torrance. Torrance from the wing, back out. 5.5 to go in the second. A little right-handed underhand pass. Now Chaffin in the lane, spins it back to Huddleston. He triggers another 3, in and out, no good. The roof was ready to blow off this place. Capps for the rebound, settles things down. That was allowed. Oh, when it missed by the fans in attendance. Groth. Stone needs kind of a stabilizing bucket here, you would imagine. Lane going to drive inside. He's met by Chaffin. And now looking backdoor cut, Groth. He spins it back to Lane. Lane throws up the shot. Good. Nice finish for Brady Lane.
Nothing really pretty about that. Kind of just catches it and just spins inside and just kind of throws it up at the rim, and it rattles around and goes in. But it's effective. It's the kind of offense that Brady Lane's become known for at Stone.
Bush with it. Just a 4-point game. In a game like this, every basket feels like it's worth 5 points. It's not. Cobb brings
I'm
it
doing
back.
math really wrong on the scoreboard if that's the case.
1 Panther at the table, 3 Bs there as well. Huddleston over to Chaffin, now Bush. He hands off to Ty Cobb. Cobb guarded by Page. Over to Torrance from the corner. Jack Torrance, no rebound. Tip, Bush comes away with it. Bush with the offensive rebound, back to Torrance. Torrance to Chaffin, now Huddleston. He's wide open again, and that one in and out, no good. Rebound down, Elliott with it. Upperman's getting some open looks right now. Coach Capps can't be thrilled about that. Little bump, Capps into Huddleston. No whistle either way. We play on. No problem. Page drives inside, goes into Chaffin, and that's a charge. Bronston Chaffin took the charge, and possession goes the other way. No question about it. He got to the spot and just waited for Page to go up and over.
Yeah, this one turning into a brawl out here, Noah. Just both teams laying it all out on the line. This is exactly what you hope to see out of a game like this. Interesting now, Coach Capps takes Brady Lane off the floor. We'll see if maybe Upperman tries to attack the paint a little bit more on offense.
Best atmosphere I've been a part of so far this year.
Yeah.
It is rowdy here in Baxter tonight. 4 minutes to go in the second. This is a bona fide home court advantage for the Bees. It's a factor working against Stone. They'll have to work through it. They've won a lot of big games on the road, though, in the tenure of Coach Capps. Turnbow over to Cobb. Cobb from the left wing side. He's guarded by Groth. Now Harris. He's going to trigger the 3 from the top of the circle. No. Rebounded by Capps. And now Cade Capps going to push it in transition in a 4-point game. Capps able to maintain possession. Turns on Turnbow. Sends it over to the opposite side for Eldridge. Now popping free is Elliott. He'll trigger the three. That one no good. Going up for the rebound, Turnbow. Cobb wants it. Turnbow throws the pass. Cobb able to save it to Roberts. Now flips it back to Cobb. Corner three for Cobb. That one no good. Rebound down the other way. Here we go. Cade Capps in transition. Capps spins inside, throws it up with the right hand.
Wow.
Got it to fall. What a finish by Cade Capps to cap off a frenetic sequence. Quickly ahead, here comes Upperman in a 2-point game with 3:05 to go. Goodness gracious, and an offensive foul is called. See who this one was against. Bronston Chaffin down low on an off-ball screen. That's his first, team's second here in this quarter. Ty Cobb going to get a breather. Huddleston back into the game. Catch your breath for a second here. I need extra water for the commentator. This thing went run and gun all of a sudden.
All of that, and the score is still only 18-16. I mean, just a frenetic pace back and forth. None of it's pretty. None of it looks smooth.
Feels like it's 50-48.
But it's awesome basketball.
Capps
right now.
got free for three. It's no good. Rebound tip. Chaffin able to muscle it away. And here comes Roberts. Bounces over left side, Chaffin. Little give and go to Braden Roberts. Got free inside, and he is fouled. Braden Elliott got his money's worth, his first, team second. And it's a trip to the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line for Braden Roberts.
And a good quick cut there by Braden Roberts. Obviously uses, a lot of teams are going to try to close out on him really, really hard from three. Uses that to his advantage. There's able to get an extra step on Elliott. And because of that, Elliott left with really no choice but to foul him.
I don't think Roberts loved how hard that foul was, and the official says, we're good, let's go. And the first free throw is up, and that one rattles through. A great free throw shooter in the form of Braden Roberts. He's got 6 points in the first half, and it's a 3-point Upperman lead. Carla, watching from Northern California, cheering on Wyatt Growth. Thank you. Appreciate you for joining us. That's awesome. Roberts' second one flies it away. Good, 2 for 2. There is no announcer jinx, apparently.
Not yet.
2:25 to go. It's only an announcer jinx when it happens. Growth to Elliott. They're going to have to pick up the pace a little bit, running out of time. Elliott does get it into the half court. Bounces it back to Growth. Growth working it through traffic. Up and under for 2. No. Rebound tipped by Chaffin off the backboard as him and Brady Lane are getting into it, and they are jawing at each other. Cobb on the other end, an offensive foul. First personal on Cobb, and here we go. Nobody's happy in the gym at any particular time.
Except us.
Yeah,
we're loving this.
2:04 to go in the second. It's 20-16. First personal on Ty Cobb. Third team foul against the Bees. Growth going to bring it up here. Growth crosses the timeline, now drives ahead, bounces it over to Brady Lane. Lane skies up and puts it in for 2, and it's back to a 2-point game. And here comes Huddleston. Checks back for the new play. Now Cobb has it. Cobb back to Huddleston. Chaffin. Wide open. Bronston Chaffin triggers the 3. That one no good. Not sure if that's a shot Upperman wants, and by the body language of Coach McWilliams, I think I'm right. Wyatt Growth going to bring it up. He steps through, fires it to Lane, too strong. Harris with a rebound. And now over to Roberts. Braden Roberts with a ton of speed in the half court. Sends it over to Huddleston. He bobbled it. Can he keep it in? Yes. Now Harris has it. Harris hands off to Huddleston. 1:10 to go in a fast-paced yet low-scoring first half at 20-18.
Don't hear those words in sequence together very often. Normally you hear fast-paced, you think it's high-scoring, but credit to both of these defenses. They've done a great job getting back in transition when both teams have tried to speed up the pace, and it's why the score is still as close as it is.
Cobb sends over to Huddleston. Huddleston. Now from the top of the circle. Cobb with it. Now Harris. Clayton Harris looking. Finds Huddleston wide open. Evan Huddleston. Good. His second. Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate, 3 of the quarter. Evan Huddleston has the Bees back out in front by 5 with 32 seconds to go. Now Cade Capps with the basketball. He surveys the floor. Big possession going into halftime here for Stone. They're down on the road, and the crowd is very much into it. Brady Lane with it. He's picked up by Harris. Little miscommunication, but Capps gets free. That one no good. Rebound down. What a rebound for Wyatt Growth as he turns and puts it in for 2. 10 seconds left now for Upperman in a 3-point game. Cobb drives inside from the mid-range, finds Roberts. Roberts triggers the three. Good! Braden Roberts sends him into a frenzy, and Baxter with a Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate 3 to cap off an awesome first half here in Tennessee. After 2, it's Upperman 26, Stone 20. We'll be joined by Dana McWilliams when we come back during the Hiller halftime show. Don't go anywhere.
Operation Rudolph, does it go?
Go.
I see Rudolph! Light the runway! Santa's never gonna find us.
Oh, yes, he will.
Steel Technologies has been part of the Rutherford County community for over 35 years. Their plants in Murfreesboro and Smyrna include over 150 teammates who process coils, metal sheets, and blanks for customers across North America. Steel Tech's Smyrna and Murfreesboro plants are expanding, and they need teammates to join their team. With openings including machine and forklift operators, truck drivers, and more, they have the position for you with competitive wages and monthly bonus opportunities. For more information and to apply online, scan the QR code on your screen now. Steel Tech is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Steel Tech. Faith, family, Steel Tech.
The Crouch team with Highlands Elite Real Estate proudly presents this home on Aspen Drive in Cookeville. Featuring a split bedroom floor plan, new carpet, beautiful yard, and deck, you'll fall in love with this home. Call 931-979-1191 for more information and to schedule a showing, or visit chadandamycrouch.com. The Crouch team with Highlands Elite Real Estate is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Fire and Vine in Cookeville is the Upper Cumberland's home for delicious Chicago-style pizza, beef, chicken, fish, and more. Located in Cookeville's historic downtown district, Fire and Vine's food and atmosphere will keep you coming back for more. Take in stunning views with creative food and drinks on the rooftop. Fire and Vine is also home to the UCR Coaches Show on Tuesday nights. Fire and Vine is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Welcome back. It's time for the Happy Hiller halftime show at the break of a very fun first half. Upperman leads Stone 26-20, trying to sweep the doubleheader because the Lady Bees were victorious earlier on tonight over the Lady Panthers, 41-35. We're joined now by Lady Bee head coach Dana McWilliams. Coach, thank you as always for taking the time. It's never easy in 7 AAA. Everybody's beating everybody right now. You got a good win. How did you assess how your girls played tonight?
I was really proud of them. I thought, just right from the beginning, I'm going to say I thought Ella Harrell was big for us tonight.
Player of the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, congratulations to her. Such a big game, and I've talked to you about that, and I've talked to them that not only do we have depth, we have options. And, I had said, I think Ava Mae and Cora have made such huge contributions lately. But tonight it was maybe a little bit more needed for Ella, and then, Ella got in there and she played great. She made some big shots, got some big rebounds, great defensively. But overall, I thought it was a great team win. They got to have a lot of respect for them. They're no easy team, that's for sure.
Wednesday didn't go great. I think that's no duh statement. How good was it, though, to be able to get back in your home gym and win a game? It maybe wasn't the most dominant effort in the world, but you won a game in a very tough district to win games in.
Yeah, and speaking of Wednesday, no, it didn't go great at all. It went terrible, actually. But hopefully we can learn from that and be better because of it. And, got a lot of respect for them. And they just outplayed us that night. That's just no other way to say it. And, it's always, anxious to get back on the floor. And so we just had one, it was fast from a Wednesday, Friday. It's not typical for us. But it was nice to get out here and get a win. I thought the kids played hard. I thought we missed some stuff. Both teams, obviously do that. But I thought overall I was really proud of their effort and bouncing back. And anytime you can get a win here, it's great.
Obviously, she had her season high on Tuesday, and we talked about that with Gracie Butler. But feels like to me we're starting to see more of that consistency that we started to saw at the end of last year. How big is that for your team and just for her to be able to get back into the flow of basketball and playing the way she is?
Yeah, I think it's nice to see it. She could have had another big night. She missed a few layups that we would hope that went in. She got fouled, got to the line, but things that we think she'll probably make and ones on, as she gets along. But, Gracie's just coming along. And that happens. She had a great year last year. She and Taylor both coming in as freshmen had great years. And sometimes jumping into a new role, it's a new role for both of them. And I think they both doing really well.
4-1 in the district now. You, of course, turn around on Tuesday. Tough place to play, going to Livingston Academy. What's the importance now being able to stack good performances on top of each other to try to get into a better position come tournament time?
Yeah, we're going to have to. You turn around, you got Livingston, then you got DeKalb. And, for us, then we go to White County. No, we're not going back to White County. No, we're not. No, we're not. I take that back. They're coming here, but then we have to play Cumberland back-to-back. So that's a little different. But, I mean, it's all good. I mean, so I think if you see an easy one in there, let me know because I don't see any. I don't see anything. So, this is the first time this week we've had a chance to have more than one day to prepare for somebody. So hopefully we'll have a couple days here to get ready for Livingston. And, we know they've got a great team and great program. So, we're looking for, we hope that, we can come out there and compete at a high level.
How awesome is this, by the way, this atmosphere tonight, all these people in here?
I tell my kids all the time, guys, be thankful that you play basketball in the Upper Cumberland. Not necessarily just here, just that everywhere we go, there's a crowd. Everywhere we go, and it just says so. And so there, so many passionate people about their team, and it's really cool to see. And a lot of times people come out for boys games, but not for girls.
Yeah.
But here and in our district, not just Upperman, but in our district, people come out to the girls' games, and it's really special to see. We had a special person come to watch our game. We've got a guy, his name's Gavin, who when we go to the tournament in Greenville, he's kind of become a fan of ours, and his mom brought him down to the game tonight. So he drove 2.5, almost 3 hours to the game tonight. So a little shout out to Gavin.
That's
really,
awesome.
We let him go in the locker room, take a picture of the girls. He was super excited, but it's just really cool to see on both sides, just the teams, and what a great boys game too.
Yeah.
Probably one of the best games in the state tonight, I would say.
Yeah, unbelievable. Yeah, we talked about that outside of the Upper Cumberland, the entire classification. I mean, this is a marquee game. It's awesome.
Yes.
The girls got a big win earlier on tonight, 41-35. Coach, we appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
From the sports field to the hunting field, our friends at Hall Sports and Outdoors can outfit anyone. Located in the heart of Jamestown at 207 South Main Street, Hall Sports and Outdoors carries everything from kayaks, fishing gear, and camo to guns and ammo. With top brands such as Columbia, Timberland, Under Armour, Asics, and much more, nobody can top their selection. Need some custom gear for your team? They also offer uniforms, gear, and custom embroidery. Stop by and see them at 207 South Main Street in Jamestown. Hall Sports and Outdoors, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Folding a fitted sheet, programming the thermostat, matching your socks. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your home doesn't have to be one of them. So you can get back to more important things, like finding that missing sock. That's simple human sense.
Visit swallowsinsurance.com or call us today, 931-526-4025. Protecting your future. It's what we do.
How many letters?
5 letters.
Just think about what am I doing right now?
Smile. Smile?
Uh-huh.
This is so easy.
Welcome back again. Our thanks to Dana McWilliams for joining us there during the Happy Hiller halftime show as we get back to action here. Upperman with a 26-20 lead over Stone Memorial. I'm Noah McKay. He's Rusty Ellis. Thanks for joining us as Ty Cobb puts up the mid-range jumper, no good. Preston Mayberry missed a lot of time with 2 fouls. He's back in, and he gets the rebound. Gives it back to Wyatt Grove. 10 points for Cade Capps in the first half. 10 for Braden Roberts for Upperman. Those are the 2 leading scorers in the game. Wyatt Grove has it, and he sends over left side to Eldridge. Bear Eldridge is Bronston Chaffin has picked up the defensive task of Cade Capps. Bouncing it into Lane. Lane kicks back out to Eldridge. Eldridge slices through, throws up the runner. No good. Rebound. He got his own rebound. Turnaround shot and one for Bear Eldridge. He's going to go to the line to try to complete a 3-point play.
And a good start out of the halftime locker room for Stone Memorial. Good activity on the glass there to create the second chance opportunity. It was a good look on the first one. Couldn't get the roll. Nice job of staying active there and getting the 3-point play opportunity by Bear Eldridge.
And remember, Upperman trying to avoid a deja vu moment. Stone wants to very much bring that deja vu moment. They dominated in the second half in Crossville back on January 5th. It was a 1-point game, if my memory serves me correctly, at halftime, and Stone ended up winning 68-49. Ty Cobb with it. A lot of that was free throws at the end, but it was about a 10-point gap when they started making those free throws. Chaffin sends it into Harris. Harris on the low block, little turnaround shot. Kissed it off the glass, good for 2. 6-point lead for Upperman. We're a minute and 10 seconds into the third quarter. Capps picked up by Cobb. He sends right side Mayberry. Mayberry works it around the world, now spins it back. Eldridge works it through, gets into the lane. Chaffin meets him there, so he's forced back out to Brady Lane. Lane hands off to Mayberry. Mayberry resets the play over to Wyatt Grove. Grove working off a screen. He drives inside. Grove spins it back to Eldridge. Bear Eldridge lines up the 3, in and out. No. Capps with the offensive rebound, and the putback good. 2 offensive rebounds leads to 4 Stone points to open up this third quarter.
Yeah, something you're absolutely going to want to get corrected quickly if you're Upperman. You can't give up those second chance opportunities to the Panthers.
Roberts with it now. Roberts uses a screen from Chaffin. It was a stiff screen. Now Huddleston has it. He finds Harris. Clayton Harris feeling confident with a jumper, and he rains it through. Score update in boys action, 27-24. Jackson County leads Smith County. It was the Lady Owls who rolled past Jackson County earlier on tonight. Goose is there with content coming to the website. Right side, Wyatt Grove. Grove sends it into the low block for Brady Lane. He's double teamed, makes one man fall. That's Harris, and a foul will be called on Chaffin. Brady Lane going to go to the line as Bronston Chaffin is called for his second personal. 5:42 to go in the third. That's the second team foul against the Bees.
And only number 2 against Bronston Chaffin. I don't believe really anybody at this point really in dangerous foul trouble, but we'll obviously see how that goes as we get further on. And obviously Preston Mayberry had to sit for most of the first half with 2 early ones, but his presence out there already starting to be a little bit of a boon for the Panthers, running the offense a little bit more smoothly.
Brady Lane goes 2 for 2. Yeah, he's an important piece for them. He was, I think, maybe the biggest difference maker in the first meeting. He played really well, maybe his best game of the season. Ty Cobb has the ball here. Cobb gives it off to Harris. Harris back over to Cobb on the left wing side. Cobb picked up by Groth. He drives around in baseline, and a foul is called as Groth didn't have that legal guarding position when the contact was being made, so he's called for the personal. That's his second, team's first. 5:25 on the clock.
Yeah, there are people that will wonder why that's a foul. Well, the thing is, you can't just slide in front of the offensive player at the last second there. You've got to maintain legal guarding position. I mean, you just can't do what he did.
If you're squared up to him, you could stay there. Cobb from a mile away, no good, but it went right to Clayton Harris. Might as well be an assist. Harris's first one doesn't fall, the second one good, and the foul. Clayton Harris getting a second chance bucket of his own, and he goes to the Sonia Brown, the American Way Real Estate free throw line. 6 points already for Clayton Harris in the opening 3 minutes of the third.
And I'd imagine if you're Coach Capps, the first thing you're thinking is Brady Lane is going to have to stay glued to Clayton Harris at the defensive end of the floor, because I just don't know if the Panthers have somebody else that's big enough and strong enough to guard Clayton one-on-one in the post. Just so big and tough. I mean, we see it on the football field, how much of a game wrecker he was there. Just so tough and physical. It's hard to slow him down.
Free throw doesn't fall. Score update, Cookeville leads Stewart's Creek in boys action 22-11. At the end of the first quarter. Number 1 team in the Upper Cumberland doing number 1 team things early on there is Capps. These are the number 2 and number 3 ranked team. Capps, turnaround shot, got it to fall. Cade Capps. He has 4 points in the quarter, 14 in the game. Ahead, here comes Cobb, 4-point game. Little give and go and an offensive foul called on Clayton Harris. We've had, I'd venture to say, more than half the fouls called in this game have been offensive fouls.
Yeah.
And it goes the other way. That is the first personal on Clayton Harris.
That's something you got to be aware of when you're setting the screen. I mean, you can't, and some of that is on the guard that's coming off the screen, is you've got to let your big get set before you go for the screen. Otherwise, you kind of end up with a situation there where Clayton Harris isn't fully set, and because of that, he ends up with a tough luck offensive foul.
Growth with it, and the Upperman fans said the same thing just happened. As Caps turnaround shot in the mid-range, no. Rebound tip, Braden Roberts has it. Now Turnbow with it. Turnbow sends it over to Chaffin. Chaffin, fastball to Cobb. Cobb drives into the lane on Growth, spins it back out to Turnbow. Branson Turnbow lines up the three, buries it. A Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate three for Branson Turnbow, and Upperman's lead is its largest of the game at 7. Trying to answer on the other end, there's Growth. Slams the brakes, now sends it back out to Eldridge. Left side Mayberry. Mayberry picked up by Roberts. Now Eldridge thought about it, now sends right side Growth. Brady Lane double teamed by Chaffin and Harris. He sends it out to Eldridge. Caps wants it. He has it. He triggers it. In and out, no good. Harris with the rebound. All of a sudden, the bigs for Upperman are really making an impact on the defensive end. Cobb in the front court for 2. That one in and out, no good. Caps goes in strong for the rebound. And here comes Wyatt Growth on the other end. Get your popcorn ready. We're about to pick up the pace. Now baseline drive for Mayberry. Over to Lane for an easy 2. Brady Lane puts it in. And it's back to a 5-point game with 3.5 to go. Cobb walks it into the half-court circle. Calls for a screen from Clayton, or from Bronston Chaffin, rather. Now right side Roberts. He's going to trigger the corner 3. No good, a little bit short. Rebound good, box out for Eldridge. And Roberts is a little bit shaken up. Full court pass ahead to Lane. 3 ball up for Mayberry. In and out, no. Harris with the rebound. Chaffin off his face. Back to Harris. Everybody's okay. Braden Roberts, he's laboring just a little bit over there. Not sure exactly what happened, but I got to guess that it's a pain about half the people in the gym could feel. 2:53 to go in the third quarter. It's a 5-point game. Turnbow back to Cobb. And you see the experienced Roberts kind of pointing to his younger teammates where to go, and now he cuts back door, but he couldn't quite possess the pass, and it'll go to Stone with 2:40 to go in the third.
Yeah, I think you have to credit a lot of that to Bear Eldridge there. Did a good job staying attached to Braden Roberts. Didn't really allow for any easy avenue for that pass, and just a little bit out of Braden Roberts' reach there.
Time is flying along here in this game, and it is still up for grabs. Stick around postgame on the South Willow Auto Clinic postgame show. Go through the scoring, talk a little bit about the contest, and, of course, have our Nelson Trophy and screen printing player of the game. Cade Caps with it now. Caps turns, pivots, up and under. It's a travel. Yeah, whistle and a travel first. It's definitely a travel. Possession goes back the other way.
I mean, I don't know how Bronston Chaffin maintained his position there in State Street. I don't know how you could even think that's a foul to begin with, but that was absolutely a travel.
Yeah, it was. Got a good extra stepper, 2 or 3 in there. It'll go back to the Bees. 2:25 to go in the third. As Cobb going to bring it up across the timeline. One-on-one with Wyatt Growth. He's going to sky up again in the mid-range. That one got the friendly roll. Ty Cobb, just 7 points tonight. And a timeout called by Bobby McWilliams. He wants to adjust something on defense. 30-second timeout with 2:09 to go in the third. The Bees out in front by 7. So unlike in the first game where Stone really kind of controlled the tempo, Rusty, feels like tonight the terms of this one to this point have been controlled by Upperman.
Well, and that's mainly because it seems like when the tempo has been increased, when both teams have gone up tempo, a lot of it's been Upperman started, and a lot of that is that Stone's able to go the other way because both teams get a little out of control. Now you're seeing the Bees kind of settle down into their half-court offense. They're getting their shots within the offense. A little bit of a forced shot there by Ty Cobb. But I mean, at the end of the day, it goes in, it goes in. You don't care if you're Bobby McWilliams at that point. But you're starting to see more of a half-court, slow-down game here. And oddly enough, we saw a faster-paced game in the first half. We saw fewer points. We're seeing more points now, and it's been slowed down quite a bit, so it's funny how that works.
Yeah, for Cobb and Caps, it's almost no bad shots you can take because they're just such great basketball players out there. And Cade Caps has it. They're going to need him to get rolling. It feels like the kind of game where they need Cade Caps to put on the Superman cape for Stone to get a big road win. As Brady Lane has it, he's shadowed everywhere. Nice backdoor cut. Caps throws up the runner, and he makes it for 2. Yeah, they need him to be a stud in the next 9 minutes or so of game time in a 5-point game. Turnbow with it. Works it over the left side. Now he flips it up back for Roberts. Roberts over to Cam Bush. Now Cobb. Cobb finds Chaffin. Back to Turnbow. Turnbow finds Cobb. Cobb works one dribble, back to Bush. Bush works into traffic. Now he's forced back out to Cobb. 1:19 to go. Off a screen, now fires it to Bush. Bush thought about the three, instead puts the dribble down, drives in, throws a great pass to Chaffin, who is fouled. That was a ridiculous feed by Cam Bush, and Bronston Chaffin going to go to the line to shoot two.
Well, and that's all. The drive by Cam Bush is ultimately what creates that opportunity for the pass, because you saw Brady Lane and Braden Elliott both kind of collapse on him. It ends up leaving Bronston Chaffin a little open into the basket, and that's how you have the foul occur.
First one falls through for Chaffin.
Looks like York closing in on a sweep of Watertown. Dragons up 49-30 over the Purple Tigers at the end of the third, to the surprise of nobody.
That one went on Braden Elliott, as the second free throw is no good. It's a 6-point game. Ahead here. Third team foul, by the way, against Stone. Growth with it. 6-point lead for the Bees. Growth bounces it to Lane. Now Caps pops free. He's double teamed as soon as he has it. Now picked up by Turnbow. Little fade jumper inside. Good. Cade Caps, the best pure scorer maybe in the entire classification, with two more. Here's Cobb, maybe the best all-around point guard in the classification, who has it now. 41 seconds to go in the third, and it's 38-34. Turnbow. Upperman probably going to hold, and definitely going to hold for the last shot here. Coach McWilliams checks his play sheet. 20 seconds to go. Tension in the air. The winner of this game is going to sit all alone in first place, atop District 7 AAA, past the midway point of the slate. Cobb comes to get it. 8 seconds to go. He's been a buzzer beater merchant this year. Works off a screen right side. 3 seconds for Cobb. One-on-one. Skies up. Mid-range jumper. No. And that brings us to the end of the third. Ladies and gentlemen, get your popcorn ready. After three, it's Upperman 38, Stone 34. Coverage of this game is presented by Nick's Restaurant on the Frontier Chevy, UCR Media Network.
Landers Trade, your home solution store at 250 East Stratton Avenue in Monterey. Landers Trade is your home for Milwaukee, Blackstone, and Rocky Boots. 250 East Stratton Avenue, Monterey, your home solutions store.
The Crossroads Auction Group are the Upper Cumberland's auction experts. As a full-service auction company, they take your stress away every step of the way. Servicing the entire Upper Cumberland, the Crossroads Auction Group gets your property ready from cleanup, setup, picture-taking, up to the auction and beyond. They handle all auctions from estates, residential, farms, land, commercial, and everything else. For more information, visit crossroadsauctiongroup.com or call 931-644-7149 today. The Crossroads Auction Group are proud sponsors of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
1 quarter to go between Stone Memorial and Upperman, and the Bees lead 38-34, but it's Stone Memorial basketball. I'm Noah McKay, joined by Rusty Ellis on a great Friday night for basketball. We are presented by Nick's Restaurant. Preston Mayberry has it left side. He slices in, loses handle on it, gets it back, and finds Page. Caden Page drives into the low block. Now he's in a lot of trouble. Page, nowhere to go, and a timeout called by Neil Caps because of it. And he'll stay Stone basketball after the timeout, and that quickly sends Brady Lane, Cade Caps, and Wyatt Groth to the scorer's table, who got a 21-second breather to open up this quarter.
Yeah, certainly not the ideal start to the fourth for Coach Caps, having to burn an early timeout because it seemed like nobody really came to help out on the baseline there, just kind of left them stranded, and because of that you have to burn the early timeout, get your guys back in and reset up. A chance here now, though, to do-over because it was very likely going to lead to a turnover for the Panthers. Now you've got a chance to cut into this 4-point Bees lead.
Stick around post-game for the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game during a South Willow Auto Clinic post-game show. It's up for grabs right now. 7:39 to go, 38-34. This game is up for grabs right now. It's Stone basketball from their own baseline here. Cap's going to be the inbounder. They love little give-and-go plays for him here. As Lane has it, gives it into Groth. There goes Caps. Instead, Groth will trigger the three, and he buried it. A Club Wyndham three for Wyatt Groth, his first of the game, and it is a 1-point game with 7:25 to go. And we knew this one had all the makings of one that would come down to the wire. As Turnbow gives off to Roberts. Roberts, now Bush. Bush surveys the floor, finds Cobb. Cobb back to Bush. Bush drives in, finds Cobb again. Cobb over to Turnbow. Upperman slowing things down a bit here in the half court. Chaffin and Lane are going at it in the low block. Turnbow with it. He drives, picks up his dribble, back to Bush. Bush drives and kicks to Turnbow. Cobb stalking over there in the left wing. 6:45 to go as they reset to Ty Cobb. Huddleston and Harris go to the table for the Bees. As left side, Turnbow finds Bush at the top of the circle. Sends it into Chaffin. Chaffin, turnaround shot, high off the glass and good for two. Bronsden Chaffin putting on a show. As he hands off here, Cade Capps gets open for two, but it doesn't fall. Chaffin with a rebound. Now on the other end, here comes Cobb. Cobb, bumped by Lane. We play on, over to Roberts. Roberts back to Cobb. Sends it left side, Turnbow looking for Chaffin, but it was well shielded off by Brady Lane. Turnover, possession back to Stone.
Yeah, really, really good defense there by Brady Lane to front the post a little bit more there and create the errant pass. And now an opportunity by Stone to get back within a point, or maybe even tie it with a three.
Cade Capps has 18 points. That leads all scorers tonight. Right now, it's Wyatt Grove with the basketball. He's already hit 1-3 in the quarter, sends left side to Bear Eldridge. Looking into Lane. Lane skies up, puts it off the glass for two, and it's a one-point game. Good set play drawn up there by Coach Capps. 5:42 to go in the game. Huddleston from the top of the circle. Left side, Cobb. Back to Huddleston. Now Cobb, 5:28 to go in the ball game. Ticking away now, 1-point game. It's up for grabs. Cobb drives and kicks to Roberts. Roberts back to Cobb in the corner. Chaffin has a matchup he likes with Eldridge, but Harris going to pull up from the elbow, missed everything, and it hit out of bounds. Possession back to Stone. 5:11 to go in the game, and the students for Stone are calling out the type of shot that was. Growth bringing it up. Stone trying to tie the game. They've trailed by as many as 7 on a couple of occasions, but it's never gotten to a kind of lead where it felt insurmountable. Capps works it left side, and it's an offensive foul on Lane, and they're calling it on both teams. They've hit them both with it. That screen, if you start to move early, it's going the other way. So at least it's equal opportunity. If you disagree with that kind of call, it's going to be Upperman ball. First team foul called in the quarter. That's just the second on Brady Lane, so he's in no sort of foul trouble. Nobody for either team has 3. 4:48 to go in a 1-point game. Cobb finds Clayton Harris. Back to Cobb. Now Chaffin with it. Chaffin over to Cobb. And a shot fake. Now he's going to drive inside. Ty Cobb goes up, and it's blocked out of play. Pardon me, blocked right into the hands of Capps. Capps sends it ahead to Mayberry, who ran the floor. Mayberry drives in. Harris saves it, but he was standing out of bounds. Chaffin took a shot inside. No call. It's going to be Stone basketball.
Yeah, really good effort there by Bronsden Chaffin to try to take the charge there, and even better effort by Clayton Harris to just about saved it in. I think he's just a little too far out of bounds there to save that one.
Inbound goes to Lane. Now Capps goes to grab it. Huddleston with the tall task of defending Cade Capps. Capps works it inside, throws it up at the left hand, and there's the charge. This one goes on Capps, and if you're a believer in makeup calls, potentially there. That's just the first, though, on Cade Capps. Possession goes back the other way. Nobody in foul trouble. Again, it's just the second team foul on Stone.
I feel like this game's had good flow to it, and I feel like a lot of that is that they're letting these teams play. It has been a physical game. They're calling stuff that's obviously over the line, but really, really good flow to this game. So this crew's done a good job tonight.
Yep. No question is they'll wipe up some of the sweat.
We do have an update from Sparta. White County up on DeKalb late in the third, 28-20. So a competitive game there in Sparta for the Warriors, looking to get back on track.
Yeah, look at this district. Stone and Upperman both at 3-1. White County at 3-2. So that's a big one for White County. They can afford any slip up as they try to at least hunt a first-round bye, being one of the top 2 seeds, which is in play for them. They have a head-to-head win over Stone. Livingston at 2-2. They're hanging around. And then the only team that's really out of it for the top 2 right now is Cumberland County at 0-4. Miscommunication, and there's a turnover. Possession goes back to Stone with 4:06 to go. 4:06 left, 40-39 our score. Stone with the basketball, facing just that slim deficit. Growth with it, orchestrating the offense. Sends it over to Brady Lane. Lane awaits. They're trying to get it to Caps, who's literally being harassed by 3 different Bs. They finally get it to him. Caps, turnaround shot, puts it up and in. Cade Caps is so good. He's got 20 tonight, and Stone has erased a 7-point deficit. They lead by 1 with 3:43 to go.
You said it, Noah. Just being harassed on offense all night long by the Upperman defense. Hits the tough turnaround from the mid-range. What a shot by Cade Caps.
And Upperman's offense has gone ice cold. They've scored just 2 points in this quarter. As inside Chapin's open, shot fake, puts it up and in. Why does I say they've gone cold? Chapin has his 4th point of the quarter. That's all the points scored for the Bees, and it's 42-41. And here comes Caps, maybe about to put on that Superman cape that we talked about earlier. Works it left side, now picks up, gives off to Mayberry. The students are in it now. The defense chant rings out here with a low-hanging ceiling in Baxter. Growth works it over left side. Growth back to Caps from that secondary UHS logo in front of his bench. Reverse pass, finds Growth, triggers the 3, too strong. Rebound grabbed by Jaden Eldridge. It extends the possession. 2:48 to go. Here's Mayberry, spins inside, steps through. The crowd wants to travel, they don't get it. Back to Caps. 2:39 to go. Caps with Roberts tailing him. Spins inside, puts it up, good for 2. Cade Caps with another finish. Back and forth we go in a seesaw affair. Here's Cobb on the other end with 2:25 on the clock. A 1-point Stone lead here on the road. Trying to sweep the season series over the Bees. Into Huddleston. Huddleston, turnaround shot, no. Rebound flying in, and a foul is called. It's on Stone. At first, it originally started to point the other way, but it goes on Brady Lane. That is his 3rd, so on the peripheral of an issue, especially if this continues to be this close. Cobb looking to inbound. He gets it to Chaffin. Chaffin hands off to Cobb. Little shot fake. He drives. Cobb skies up for the mid-range jumper. No. Caps with a rebound. And Stone going to slow it down with a timeout called by Neil Caps. 2:06 to go. Stone offensively has 4 points in the quarter from Cade Caps, a 3 from Wyatt Growth, and a 2 for Brady Lane. Upperman just 4 points, all from Bronston Chaffin. That's allowed Stone to get back in the game. They're playing good defense. Upperman has slowed it down. And right now, it's backfired just a little bit.
Yeah, this is the biggest possession in the game upcoming here for both teams, because if you're Stone, you've got a chance to push this out to a 3 or 4 point lead, depending on what you're able to get offensively. And if you're Upperman, you pretty much need a stop. You need a stop right here to keep Stone from building any more momentum. They've done a good job defensively, Stone has this quarter, of making every shot that Upperman has gotten really contested outside of the 2 Bronston Chaffin layups that he's made. And even the first one, I thought Brady Lane guarded it really well. So big possession upcoming here, cannot be overstated.
Score update, Cookville's lead is down to just 4 at the half. They lead Stewart's Creek 34-30. They led by as many as 12, but right now just a 4-point game. Out of the timeout here, 2:06 to go. It's 43-42. Once again, stick around postgame for the South Willow Auto Clinic postgame show, where we will have the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game. Join us tomorrow night live at 6 o'clock on the main page as Pickett County takes on Clark Range in a District 7 single-A doubleheader. Stone basketball over on the left side of the floor, 94 feet away from their basket. Upperman not pressuring, so Stone could take about 9.999 seconds to get across the line if they want to. Caps takes a little bit less than that. He sends off right side. Mayberry picks up his dribble back to Caps. Caps calls for a screen from Brady Lane. He's going to use it. Lane flows inside instead. Kicks over to Growth. I wouldn't be stunned if they took a contested shot here. Growth with it now with 1:42 to go. Growth works away from a screen. Drives inside, now back to Mayberry. Mayberry finds Brady Lane. Lane into the corner. Growth open. Growth picked up by Cobb. Works off a screen now right side Mayberry. We're under 90 seconds to go. 9-0 in the ball game. The trap arrives. They get out of it to Eldridge. Now Caps from the top of the circle. Caps one-on-one. He sends it over left side. 3 ball up from Growth. No good. Rebound down to Turnbow. Upperman pushing it with pace. Roberts into the half court in a 1-point game. Back to Turnbow. Great transition defense by the Panthers. Cobb off the dribble. Picks up, spins it to Turnbow. Turnbow drives inside, puts it off the glass. No, rebound tipped up. Almost tipped in by Caps. Instead, he's able to grab the rebound empty possession, under a minute to go. Growth. Fastball ahead to Preston Mayberry. There's the trap. Mayberry in trouble, running out of time, and a timeout called by Neil Capps, I believe. No, it's a 5-second violation. Coach Capps was on the floor. 5-second call first. Possession back to Upperman with 49.9 on the clock.
And a really good job by the Upperman press of bringing the pressure immediately, not allowing Stone to run that much time off. Because of that, you now get another crack at it on offense instead of the timeout by Coach Capps.
Well, this game's off the chain.
Woo.
It's not done yet. 44 seconds to go. Cobb gives to Roberts. Upperman's offense ice cold. Chaffin with it. Going to keep it himself. Now punches back to Cobb. Cobb sends it into Chaffin. Too much on it. Went off of Capps last. It did. The Stone fans didn't like it. It's the right call.
Very, very clearly off of Kate.
That's great
Capps.
officiating there because that's a tough one to call from that angle. Cobb to inbound. Gets it into Turnbow. 32 seconds, and Bobby McWilliams wants timeout, and we will catch our breath. Wow. 31.9 seconds to go. It's still 43-42. Upperman still only has 4 points in the quarter. Stone's had a couple of opportunities to stretch it. Had a good look for three, didn't fall. Then the 5-second violation, and now Upperman with a chance to try and take a narrow lead. Be interesting to see how the Bees go about approaching this possession. Are they just going to try to score as quick as they can, or will they wait?
And that's the $100 question right there. Is do you try to push the tempo right away? Do you try to push the advantage and see if you can get that first good look and take that immediately? That way, even if you miss, you've got time to foul and go from there. Or do you take your time, try to get a good shot, and risk running that time off the clock? It's a tough decision.
Here's a gigantic factor in this game. Stone has one foul to give. They can foul one more time. A negative for Upperman right now. They have 0 fouls called against them.
Which means you have no time to go for a steal.
It's going to take forever to get into the bonus. So Stone's going to be able, if they can get a couple of passes, they force a miss here or get the ball back somehow, a couple of passes is enough because it's going to take forever to get those 5 fouls that are going to be necessary for the Bees.
Yeah, you basically, you take the whole idea of pressuring and trying to get a turnover, you basically take that out of the game because if you're Upperman, you can't afford to let 10, 15 seconds run off the clock when you're already talking about losing a similar amount of time just trying to get to the bonus.
Here we go. Upperman basketball in front of their bench. 31.9 seconds to go. Stone leads by 1 in a barn burner here in Baxter. Huddleston going to inbound into the backcourt for Ty Cobb. Big moment for a young freshman. He runs the point. Gives it off to a junior, Turnbow, who was the point guard last year. Now Roberts to Turnbow. Cobb flashes free. Drives baseline, dangerous pass. Chaffin and Brady Lane in a foot race. Lane wins it. Ahead it goes to Eldridge. Eldridge wisely wiggles back. 11.7 seconds. That's just the first foul. Upperman has to foul 3 more times in the next 11 seconds to have any chance.
Yeah, you have to foul right away on the inbounds now and let as little time, because I believe by rule, I think 0.3 at minimum has to come off the clock regardless. So, I mean, you factor that in. Yep. Even if you get the foul right away, you're looking at losing another 2 or 3 seconds here.
So the errant pass leads to a turnover. Chaotic sequence. Stone trying to hang on and win it. Inbound goes to Lane. There's 1 foul. It's 10.5 to go. Still 2 more to give before the one that would send them to the line. So the new rule really looming large right now in this game. You'd be getting close to that 1-and-1 territory in the previous rules, but now you got to have 5 before you go to the line. Bounces it into Brady Lane. Chaffin almost got the steal. Now it's 9.9 seconds to go. The thing to think about as well here, Rusty, it's a 1-point game.
Yeah.
And the possession arrow here belongs to Upperman. That's an important note as well. So that's the third.
You can go for a jump ball if you're with your man and you're able to get a tie up, but you've got to do that very quickly.
Stone may try to go into the backcourt here. You understand why. Get some more space. Inbound, goes to Lane. Huddleston there. He fouls. 8.9. 1 second went off the clock now. And the next one sends Stone to the line with 8.9 seconds to go.
I think Brady Lane may have gotten very lucky there because it looked like he took a couple extra steps before that dribble occurred. So he might have gotten away with one.
Timeout called by Stone Memorial. So here's where we sit. 8.9 seconds to go. Stone Memorial leads 43-42. Another note now as we flip this foul rule, they have one foul to give.
Yep.
That could loom large as well. The next one will send Stone to the line to shoot 2 free throws. They would not be able to make it a 2-possession game, but Upperman's only scored 4 points in the quarter, and they're down 1. Stone trying to hang on and get a dramatic, impressive road victory tonight.
Well, here's the other side of it as well. Let's say you foul Stone and they make both of these here. Now, not only do you have the foul to give, which you can just take after they get over the free throw line, or after they get over half court, just to run 3 or 4 seconds off. You then can consider fouling to not even give up the chance at a game-tying shot, and then more time is run off the clock at that point. So it's going to be interesting to see how this is played out.
This inbound is going to be in the backcourt. Surveying the floor, they get it into Caps. Caps is fouled with 7.6 on the clock, and maybe the one person on planet Earth, if you're a high school basketball coach, that you want at the line is Cade Caps. He's going to the line to shoot 2, still 7.6 on the clock, so Upperman got 4 fouls in about 4 seconds.
Yeah.
They fouled quickly. Here's Caps at the line. And now, all of a sudden, there's going to be some noise during this free throw for Cade Caps. He's a ridiculously good free throw shooter. He flies it away. And
wow.
He missed it off the front end.
Oh, my.
This one's huge.
Yeah.
This one is gigantic. To make it a 2-point game. Caps. Big side. Flies it away, and he hit it. Okay. And we're good. An inadvertent whistle, perhaps. Count the free throw for Caps. A 2-point game, 7.6. That changes the foul calculus. Here we go. 7 seconds as Cobb touches the ball. Cobb accelerates inside, loses handle on a foul.
Ooh.
That was the one they had to give. This is not free throws. 4.2 seconds to go. A foul called on Stone Memorial.
And a very fortunate whistle for Upperman there, as it looks like Cobb was going to lose the ball, and it ended up in Brady Lane's hands. So here we go, 4.2.
And Coach Caps calls for a full timeout. So we hype this game up as being the main event of maybe the season. It's lived up to it so far. This game is awesome. Check your heart rate. 4.2 seconds to go. Both teams in the bonus at the next foul. So if Stone commits a foul, it'll be 2 free throws for Upperman as they try to tie the game. It's 44-42 here in an unbelievable basketball game. Stone Memorial, very game effort. They raced a 7-point deficit in the third quarter, but it's not over yet with still the time remaining.
Well, and here's where that missed free throw by Cade Caps, here's where that comes in, is that now the option to foul, you're not even thinking about that if you're Coach Caps. Now you're saying, okay, 4.2, we've got to play the best defense of the season so far, because we've already talked about the stakes in this game, Noah. Obviously, the winner of this game takes over at the top of the standings. This is a huge 4.2 in terms of the District 7 AAA landscape and how it could shift.
I wonder if this is a play drawn up for Braden Roberts. It's been Ty Cobb all season long in this spot. He usually drives in and puts it off the glass.
Use him as a decoy.
But now you see Brady Lane and Cade Caps plugging up the lane. Just a thought. We'll see if it happens as I put on a coaching hat for 1 second. Here we go. 4.2 seconds. Stone trying to hang on to win. Upperman to force overtime or win it in regulation. Turnbow to inbound. Caps in front. Turnbow gets it to Roberts. Roberts does trigger the 3. Go! Braden Roberts baked it in! Upperman wins! Ball game! Braden Roberts at the buzzer! He baked it in! Final score, Upperman 45, Stone 44.
Oh my goodness, Braden Roberts with the shot of the season. Great defense by the Panthers. They had it, they drew it up perfectly, Upperman did. Stone guarded it about as perfectly as they could have. Braden Roberts, the bank is open late on Friday evening in Baxter. What a game, Noah.
One of the games of the year in the books in Baxter. We welcome you to the South Willow Auto Clinic postgame show. South Willow Auto Clinic, your hometown auto doctors. And I said it, I wondered if they were going to draw up a play for Braden Roberts. They did, and he made it work. Banked it in. What a clutch shot by that young man.
That's Upward Thunder legendary coach Noah McKay, ladies and gentlemen, inside the headset there. I mean, just a perfectly drawn up play by the Bees. You kind of saw it. They got that little down screen at the top of the key, kind of faked like they were going to go to Ty Cobb towards the baseline. Braden Roberts ends up flaring out to the left wing. And, again, credit to Stone Memorial. They guarded it about as perfectly as you could have. A really good job defensively to recover and find Braden Roberts. just an even tough, just a great shot maker making a really tough shot there. I mean, full credit to both of these teams. I think, no, it goes without saying, the two best teams in 7 AAA, and they just put on an instant classic here in Baxter.
Listen, they couldn't have gotten closer in the preseason. The run poll, one team's ranked number 1 and the other, they're tied. The first game, it was really tight for 3 quarters, got away in the 4th quarter as Stone put it away. This game, back and forth, Upperman kind of controlled it early. Stone rallies back late, but the Bees hung tough just enough, and Braden Roberts banks in a 3 as Upperman is victorious tonight and go into the catbird seat in District 7 AAA. Let's get to the scoring from that game. It was for Stone Memorial first. 23 points tonight for Cade Caps, 10 for Brady Lane, 6 for Jaden Eldridge, and 5 for Wyatt Groth for a team total of 44. For the victorious Upperman Bees tonight. 10 points tonight for Braden Roberts. 13 points. I didn't even mark down the last 3. 13 points for Braden Roberts, including the shot of the year from downtown to bank in the 3. Evan Huddleston with 8 points. 7 for Ty Cobb. 8 as well for Bronston Chaffin. 6 for Clayton Harris. And 3 for Branson Turnbow for a team total of 45. The Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the game tonight is Braden Roberts.
Yeah, that's about as easy as it gets right there. We talk all the time about how tough of a decision we have, but, man, in one of the biggest moments of the season, and depending on how far this Upperman team goes, if they achieve their ultimate goals, if they're able to check off all of those boxes, I think that shot is one of the things they will look back to as that's when things started to really go in their direction, when they really started to build momentum. This is an Upperman team that's played well all year, but Braden Roberts, the shot of the year in high school basketball. Forgetting the Upper Cumberland, that's the shot of the year around the state right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's easy to overstate things and try to get really creative with how we say things. That game was freaking awesome.
Yes,
and that
absolutely.
is the best way I can describe it. A classic in the books. Final score, Upperman 45, Stone Memorial 44. And I've got a sneaking suspicion that's not the last time we see these two teams face off this year. Maybe not even the second to last time we see these two teams face off this year. Thank you so much for spending part of your Friday night here with us. We sure hope that you'll join us tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, as Clark Range takes on Pickett County. Speaking of home court advantages, Clark Range has got a dandy of one.
That'll be a awesome environment tomorrow night.
It certainly will be an awesome environment tomorrow night. Hope you'll tune in for all the action again live on the UCR Facebook page. It was a sweep tonight for Upperman. In the girls' game, the Lady Bees won 41-35, and in dramatic fashion, Braden Roberts reigns in a buzzer-beating 3 as the Bees defeat the Panthers 45-44. Keep your eyes on UpperCumberlandReporter.com for the latest coverage of high school sports throughout the area, including coverage tonight from Gainsboro as Jackson County takes on Smith County. Or is that in Carthage? I lied. It's in Carthage. Either way, coverage from Carthage tonight as Jackson County takes on Smith County. Again, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. I'm Noah McKay for Rusty Ellis to my left.